The fools of today know nothing of the mysteries of the past. They walk down streets built upon the bones of fallen empires that gave them their technology, their magic, the very blood that courses through their veins. Great empires once ruled all around. The first occurred when man was just a scavenger. They were the Salus, snake men as the ignorant call them today. Their magic was strong, but dark, and connected to the foul outer gods. This connection would be their downfall as the outer gods charge a steep price for their knowledge. In the end, their dealings brought a cataclysm down upon Ura that nearly destroyed all life. What remained clawed slowly out of the devastation and began to rebuild. As they did, they found the remnants of the Salus. They discovered their cities, science and magic, even some of their experiments. They took the magic as their own, swearing not to abuse it as the reptilians had, as if they could resist the allure of its power. They might have sworn off worship to the outer gods, but they were playing with the same fire. They called this the Age of Wonder, and the imbeciles still look back upon it with their stories of fables and romance. True, there was more magic, science, and prosperity then, probably more than at any other time before or since. They were as ignorant as the fools today. Their meddling led to the weakening of the weave between the worlds, and through this weakened weave, the Celestians were able to emerge. The Gilded Ones, with their beauty and perfection, soon took control of everything, and then began fighting amongst themselves and using man as their pawns. Eventually, those who fought against them closed the hole between the worlds, cutting them off from the power that made them godlike. Overnight, they went from being gods to merely powerful mortals. Mortals that could be killed. The last of the most recent follies from man was the unenlightened glory of Rosar. The greatest of man's empires, it stretched farther and more significant than any man's nations throughout history. The fools of Rosar believed themselves superior to all, and they pushed against all other races. They thought if they could force them into the worst corners of the world, or even exterminate them, they would have harmony and a perfect world. Little did the Dullards realize that man is his own worst enemy, and the empire crumbled before even 1,000 years had passed. Now Ura is a fractured land divided up between rival nations, dark magic, and the worshipping of foul gods is once more on the rise as the lessons of the past have all been forgotten. Now these fools will bring down the same calamities as their ancestors. And my fellows and I will watch and laugh. Oh, how we'll laugh.
Hello, and welcome to Tales from a Savage Land. Hello, everyone. If one of you glorious extra, you guys have become my co-producers. So if somebody wants to check the audio and everything, make sure that we're rolling pretty good there. I would appreciate that. But hi, everybody, and welcome to Tales of a Savage Land. I am Will DM, or I got to really fix that every time I'm here. I'm Will GM. Same diff, I guess. But welcome to the third glorious episode. Did you guys know that altogether now, you guys have had 7 sessions?
Wow.
Doesn't seem like it, does it? Yeah. Joplin, where's your ascot, man? Melaine Ray already brought it up, and I have to say, I agree with her. I'm disappointed. That's all I got to say.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Continuity.
That's got kicked.
Yeah.
I thought I would get away with it too, to be honest.
No.
Wait, okay, hold on a second. All right. When you wear an ascot, from then on, you are the ascot guy. That's just the way it goes. It's a one-time deal.
From Scooby-Doo without an ascot, you're like, who the fuck is that supposed to be?
Yeah, you do like a double take. You'd be like, hey, who the hell's this asshole?
It was the thought this afternoon. I was like, do I run home and get it? Nah, I don't need it. And now
Are you okay.
We're not on the air 30 seconds. And where the hell is your
wait,
ass?
we might be able okay, hold on. We might be able to salvage this. Are you wearing tube socks?
Oh no.
Oh, you want me to tie tube socks over?
No, I was just gonna see how far I could push that. Excellent. Okay.
You got me looking around though. Like, is there anything I can?
Is there anything? Is there some kind of towel or something?
Tear a strip off that curtain.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
Like ripping noises.
Yeah, we will pay no attention to that. And just so you guys know, and I've said this before in other streams that I've done, when you see me, if I'm looking aside, I'm not ignoring anybody. I am looking at you, the beautiful audience out there. And, well, I guess this wouldn't be TV land. What the hell would this be?
Internet?
Yeah, what the hell? In the internet, when I look over this way, I'm looking at another screen that has other images and different things. I've got some of my D&D. Listen to me. God damn it. I'm sorry. Let me... We are playing Savage Worlds here. There's no two-letter game happening here today. So if I have my role-playing Savage World information and different stuff on my main screen in front of me. But when people are talking, it is just customary and knee-jerk. I look towards the faces so that I can see people's faces while I'm talking. So now you know why I'm rude. Okay, so that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to introduce this lovely cast we have, and then we will go from there. Who went first last time? Does anybody know? I want to be a fair GM. Okay, so nobody knows, so we're going to start with Jock.
No.
Oh, okay. Hi. I'm Tony, Uncle Tony, or Stupid Tony on Twitter. Follow me there. You'll be like the 32nd follower I've got. So, you're really getting in on the ground floor of something good, I think.
And 30 some quality people. Yeah.
Totally quality people. I've been upping the snark recently, so my tweets are getting a little bit better.
Okay, cool. Good to know. And who are you playing? That's the important part.
I'm playing Joplin Mayfair. He must have lost his ascot somewhere on the road back from.
Yeah, but it happens. It happens. So understandable. All right. Hey, Jonathan, Brian, go ahead and.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name's Jonathan. I'm playing Brian Longshelf, and he's just a great guy. Just trying to be the light in the world, perhaps, maybe, kind of, sort of. Thanks.
Ain't no kind of, sort of. You are. When faced with pirates, as opposed to killing the poor souls, he turned his spear around so he could bludgeon them with the non-pointy end.
Because they're people, Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
People.
That is good. That is good. I gotta say, different groups are different. Okay. And different people play differently. I've had the pleasure of playing with a number of different people, and the willingness not to straight go to the murder hobo with you people is so refreshing. I love the hell out of it, and it hits me. Like right here.
Sorry, I gave that guy skull in last week, guys.
Okay. Well,
It's
not everybody. I mean,
for the most part, though, I've been pretty good about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Well, with that having been said, hey, it's your turn, man.
All right, I'm Dylan Trahan. You can find me by that name pretty much everywhere on the internet, except for here on Twitch. I'm Villain Trahan, just under my name there. I'm playing Phoenix. I'm a brawler, kind of a barroom brawler, twist on the bard character type. He's not charismatic, but still plays the music, but uses his fists instead of magical spells.
Yes, highly entertaining. I enjoy it. And last but not least, we have Grace Ari. Go ahead, Grace.
I'm playing Ari. She is a secret magic user, so she's trying to keep it under wraps, although everyone here knows that she uses it. But I would say she's pretty close to the opposite of Brian. She doesn't care for other people, to say it short.
Would you say she's rude?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe on the verge.
a little bit.
Definitely.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're not playing yourself on here, so that's good. And I can vouch for Grace. She's nice sometimes. So
Sometimes.
there it is. Okay, so that is the illustrious cast for tonight, and let's give you a well. Before we get into the recap and then start the game, does anybody have anything profound or exciting they wish to knock out of the park or mention or what have you? Any kind of self plugs? Anybody want to talk about some blondies or?
Heyo. I am
Plug that bake
some
sale.
blondie brownies right now, hot out the oven. So if you're anywhere near Nebraska, near the correctional facilities, please stop by.
Nebraska is not a flyover state, folks.
Not really. Okay, well, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and I'll give a slight recap. All of our characters live in the illustrious city of Lycena, which is on the island of Zada, which is in the Mavi Sea, which is a central sea which divides the continent of Ura from west and east. I hope I did the right hand gestures there. And it is the melting pot of this world. Everybody who's anybody, all nations, all nationalities, I should say, are represented in this huge, large mega city that is run by powerful guilds. And one of those guilds is the Arcanus, which has everything to do with magic and the world of magic. Now, unlike most other settings that you're going to come across, especially if you're accustomed to things from two-letter other games that are very prevalent and most other streams partake in, this is a low magic setting. Magic is not an everyday occurrence sort of thing by any means. But there is magic in it, and there has been different periods in time where magic was definitely more plentiful. The Arcanus, it is their job to oversee magic that is in the world, try to collect magic in the world, and keep an eye on those who use magic within the world. It is a very illustrious, and it's one of the pillar guilds of Lycena. Now, all of the characters received mysterious letters of invitation to become initiates into the Arcanus. Now, one thing to know is that the Arcanus, being a huge organization like it is, it's not just all wizards. That's the and sorcerers that work there. Most of the people, I would have to say, a good 95% of all the people that actually work for the Arcanus, they don't have magic. They don't use magic, or they might, it might be so low down in the totem pole that it's not really noticeable of any sense. So they were inducted in as initiates. As initiates, they have 3 tests, 3 trials to pass to gain their stars, which is the I guess you would call it a logo.
Insignia.
Insignia, right? Thank you. That's very more descriptive. The insignia of the Arcanus is 3 stars, and as an initiate, you have the customary white with gold trim shirt or tunic or what have you that is given to you without any stars. Once you become an official member, you gain your stars. They were given their very first test, which they thought was extremely easy, which was just to deliver a letter to a particular lady. Her name was Sindra Agrita, and they're like, hey, cool, no problem. Well, it turns out nobody could find her. She was on the lam. The Azure Brotherhood, some notorious pirates were after her. They tossed her apartment. Well, they went to her apartment. I won't say they tossed it, where they ran into an Azure Brotherhood pirate who had some kind of like divine being or something. Some angelic is the best way you could call him, burst out of this man's huge body and fly away. So there was that happen. But in the end, they were able to track down, with the help of the youthful street. Would you call them gangs, or what would you call them? They're essentially there's groups of kids in the city that come together, and they're thieves, and they're followers and of a legend hero thief by the name of Ekitar, and it's sort of like a cult. It's an underground cult. And with the help of them, they were able to track down where Syndra was, and she was on the lam in a fishing village. And they went to this fishing village, and it seems that somehow the Azure Brotherhood had found out where she was. And don't you know it, for story purposes, they showed up at the exact same time as you guys did, which is crazy. How would that happen?
We're destined.
Yeah.
Wild coincidences.
Exactly. Totally crazy out the door with that stuff. And so then they actually get into a fight with pirates on the beach in this fishing village. And you know what? I got to say, I got to tip my hat to you guys. You guys just mopped the floor with these pirates. I mean, totally
Mop the poop deck, you might say.
Sure. Why not? I mean, you guys just totally...
Annihilated.
Now, here's the cool thing about it is, let's see, there was 6, or was there 7? I think there were 7. Yes, there were 7 pirates that came ashore, okay? Of the 7 pirates, only 3 of them got killed, and one of the ones that got killed wasn't even killed by them, because the ship that had dropped them off was sending volleys of bolts ashore, and it actually killed one of the pirates on accident. But yeah, so they only killed 2 guys in doing it, which, like I said, from a guy who's used to murder hobos and stuff, that was quite refreshing that happened. And from a game master standpoint, it's awesome because now it gives me a stockpile of 4 individuals to put into the backstory that have a grudge.
A grudge of what? Oh, you didn't kill me. I'm so mad.
Exactly. See, now you're starting to get it. You see the
One of them
coincidences.
was the captain
Spartan?
of that ship, too, if I remember correctly, wasn't he? Wasn't one of them the captain? Or was he the captain of the landing party?
Well, let's put it this way.
Shot through the neck.
He was wearing a shirt.
He was wearing a shirt where the other guys weren't really. I mean,
Yeah, that's all we really
he
know.
had better clothing on it, and amongst the other pirates, he looked like he would be perhaps their captain. So it's possible. I might have thrown that word out. It's possible, but 6 of 1. So after defeating them, they collected Syndra and headed back to Lysenna. Now, on the way back to Lysenna, they figured out, well, it's like, hey, Syndra's still a wanted person. We can't just go strolling into Lysenna with a wanted person. So they sent Rylan, who is another one of the individuals that was put into their group, because during the initiation process, they took all the people that were there and they put them together in groups of 5. Okay. And his name is Rylan. He's an NPC. He is a sorcerer. And he's the only one of them that knew that he was getting an invitation, because he comes from a very long lineage of sorcerers on the Isle of Lysenna. And his father before him and his grandfather are part of the Arcanus. Well, his father's currently, his grandfather was, he is passed. So he went into the city. He contacted the people at the Arcanus. They sent out a nice covered coach, which picked them out outside of the city and is now bringing them back into the city. And it is nighttime, correct? Did we establish what time it was when you guys were going back? I think it was
it was getting close to nighttime.
Yeah.
We were waiting if it wasn't, weren't we?
Oh.
Yeah, I want to say that it was getting close to say like it wasn't like the wee hours, but it was something like maybe say like 10 o'clock. I think this is what I'm going after. That's what's coming to my mind. If it's not, well then, and you watch episode 2 and then you go, he was wrong. Well, I retconned it, so there you go. It's 10 o'clock. So there it is.
Boom.
Yes, exactly. All right. So we are picking up with the characters in the coach going back to the Arcanus, the Citadel of the Arcanus. Ogret, which is the sorcerer who oversaw when you went to the Plaza of the Initiates at the Citadel of the Arcanus. He's like basically the guy that's been your contact point with the Arcanus. He's the guy who gave you the mission, gave you the letter that you had to deliver to Syndra, and he was in this carriage with you guys, a nice big decadent, luxurious carriage. And so it's you guys, Syndra and Ogret, in the carriage, and you're all going back and through the city, and you're going along the roads. And so, like I said, that's where we pick up. So Ogret, now after the carriage has been moving, he like rubs his chubby little hands together, and he smooths out his big white mustachio and beard. And says, "Oh, you did so well! I'm so pleased, and you delivered the letter to us. So that's a successful completion of the mission." Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yes, it is.
spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I enjoy it. Did everything go all right? And Syndra starts to speak up, and Ogret just kind of goes, puts a hand on her shoulder, and says, "Trust me, Syndra, we'll talk. I want to give my initiates a chance to explain what has happened."
I don't know that I'd say it went well. I mean,
Oh, it didn't.
Well, it would be one of those strange definitions of all right that
Please go ahead.
Is-
Explain. Yes, and it. Uh-huh.
it might have been helpful to know that she was wanted, like as a criminal.
Where would the fun be in that, dear boy? He reaches over, grabs a handful of grapes out of a bowl that's on this. Because remember, there's a table in the center of the carriage with beverages all around the sides, and there's a big old brass bowl of fruit. And so he pulls off a bunch of grapes, and he starts popping them in his mouth. And you see, if things are easy, I can't very well test you now, can I? Oh, these are delicious. And would you like some, Syndra? And she's, no.
Was the demon a test?
I beg your pardon. The what?
so they didn't tell him.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh! And he like reaches into his robes and he pulls out a sealed. It looks like a letter. It's a piece of paper that's just like folded up and it's got a stamp on it. And he goes, "I received this from someone at the gates. Said it was delivered by some initiates. I didn't have a name connected to it though. I haven't read it yet. But you're here now, so it doesn't matter." And he puts it back into his robes and he goes, "A demon, you say? Really? Interesting. You saw one. This is
Well, I mean,
highly perplexing."
Does
Brian,
Syndra
you're-
starts to chime up. "Well, you see, what it is nope, my dear. And she like goes quiet again. So she huffs, gets a cup and like a decanter and pours herself some booze. Okay.
I think I might need to do that too.
By all means, it's here for everyone. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So-
maybe I'll get in on that too. Brian, you want to take the lead on this one?
Oh, right. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, have a drink, Brian.
No, I'm
you
fine.
too, Ari, and Ryland. Ryland just doesn't say anything. He looks at Brian. He wishes for you to tell him.
Yes, Ogre, before we go on, can I ask you something?
And I take it you're talking to Ogret. So yes,
Of course, Ogre.
yes, and Ogret goes, "Well, of course. No way. Yeah. Now remember, Ogret's quite portly. If everybody remembers, he looks like Princess Jasmine's dad. So
A lovely guy. But we fought some men on the beach, and then we also had to fight somebody else inside of the apartment. But
you did you? Oh, that
sure.
sounds terrible.
But the thing is, the
What apartment?
Cinder's apartment. But
What
listen,
beach?
are we the bad guys?
Of course you're not the bad guy, son. You work for the Arcanus. You work for me.
Well,
And he
the thing
gets-
is,
He gets real serious for a second, and he looks at you, and for a split second, the gaze that he lays on you, Brian, I want you to give me a spirit roll.
spirit roll, spirit of my spirit.
Oh, this is what I love about fucking Brian, man. He doesn't crumple under any kind of pressure. When that guy came
Strength of
bursting
will.
out of that one dude's body like he was an alien, he was like, "Oh, I guess I should talk to this man."
Tables of bravery, man.
Okay, so everybody else will notice this. Briam's oblivious to this, and Briam, I want you to make a note somewhere on your character sheet. I want you to get. I'm going to give you because you already have bonuses to not being intimidated, correct?
Brave. I am brave.
Yes.
Against fear.
Against fear. Okay, so I want you to also. I'm going to give you the same bonus you get from your bravery on your rolls. It's going to be for being intimidated
Ooh,
or
look at that.
taunted. Okay, so anytime that anybody tries to do that to you, you're going to get that bonus.
I like it.
Your character has shown repeatedly through his roles that he doesn't care who they are. He's oblivious to their authority, aside being, well, you should be a good person, and that's the number one rule that everyone should follow.
Hmm.
Excellent.
Is this a temporary buff?
Hell no. This is permanent.
Woo! I
Okay.
like it. Anyways,
Continue. Oh no, he was going to talk. He's like, "Of course you're not the bad guys. You work for." Oh no, that's right. He was. I backed up. Forgot where I was at. Everybody else noticed. Essentially, basically, you got scared for a second because you thought for sure he was going to do something to Brian, and it was like just that quick, you know. And Ogret kind of like sits after he does, and he sits back, and he's extremely. Hello, Melaine Ray,
woo!
our number one fan. I have to say is Melaine Ray, and we love her so. Thank you, by the way. And it's gone just as soon as he does it. Like so much. It was so quick that you even for a second doubt whether or not you saw it because Brian was completely unfazed by it. Okay. So go ahead, continue, Brian. Sorry.
Okay, it's just the Sentinels are, well, to be honest, and I just want to be clear, they asked me to go to them before coming to you, and you know they're the good guys, and we're the good guys, so shouldn't we work together? And I was going to. Well, I asked them if we should speak to them first, but then we're here in the carriage now, so I guess we're going to the guild hall. But should we go talk to the Sentinels now, or?
My son, calm yourself for a moment. And he reaches over, he grabs a pear. Now, you seem to be an intelligent young man. Let me explain something to you. Lysenna is a very large city. It's run by the council. And the High Council is made up of the top guilds. And then one of those top guilds is the city officials. It is the city of Lysenna. But they are only one of the top guilds. And
Oh, I'm sorry,
and
oh,
one of the others is the Arcanus. So by telling us, it's just as if you're telling them. Don't worry about it. That's what I'm trying to say.
okay. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pat Brian on the shoulder a little bit, just subtly, like, good job.
So, what happened? Tell me. I'm all in the suspense over here.
Oh, well, we went to investigate the apartment of, well, your apartment, and there was a big man. He was very big, and I think it was because he was two men. It was two men, one inside the other, and well, it came to blows, and we fought the outside man, and then the inside man like came out of him, and he had wings, and he spoke Pataran, and he had a name. I forget what it was, but it was something I've never seen before, and I'm actually surprised. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. So,
And Syndra, who is seated next to Ogret, starts to pipe up like she's going to say something again. It's just she's getting the intake of air before one speaks, and all Ogret does is he gives her the finger. Can you guys get that in there? Get it in the video shot. He just gives her the finger to shut her up, and she just goes and takes a drink of her booze. And
I think that you'll want to talk to her, Ogret.
Oh, I will. But you see, again, you're all on. Well, it's not really probation. I forget the word. You're under a trial. Yes, that's it. Yes. And I'm seeing how well you do. So you're telling me that a man came out of another man. I mean, pardon the expression. Did he shut him out?
Well, kind of exploded out of him.
And he looks over at Ari and he goes, "Why don't you tell me what happened in there?"
Oh, you want me to tell you, huh? You're gonna let me speak?
Honey, I'm a sorcerer of the Arcanus. Hello, my name's Ogret. He tries to, get across there, and his belly gets in the way a little bit, but he holds out his hand to you to introduce himself. Are you gonna shake it?
No. I believe we met previously.
We did, and I'm asking you, so obviously I'll let you explain it. Unless you don't know.
I mean, I know how he came out.
Well, explain what happened. And why were you in her apartment to begin with?
He was laying on the bed. He collapsed after we knocked him out, or after Brian finished him off, knocked him out. Mm-hmm. And he suddenly just started bubbling, and purple goo was squirting out of all these disgusting boils all over his body.
Oh. And so it's almost as if this large man melted.
Yes. Yeah.
And then another man was climbed out of the other man?
Correct.
Hard to call it a man.
There's a bucket over there for you.
I'll be all right.
What do you mean hard to call him a man? And then Syndra just says one word. She just goes, Celestine. And all that jovial kind of, I'm joking around with you guys that Ogret was doing drains out of him. Yeah. Is this true? What did he look like?
I don't think I want to explain him.
He was covered in this, and I'm going to pull out that jar with that rest of that fluid.
And with a speed that is remarkable of a tubby, short man, he grabs it out of your hand. Are you going to try and resist it anyway?
No, not at all.
Okay, cool. He gets it, and he holds it up.
Please don't open that. The smell is quite pungent.
I have no intention of doing so.
Thank you. Oh.
But that was over his body like a newborn, and then he sprouted wings right out of his back.
He sprouted wings.
I believe his name was Azael.
Azael! That's it. That's the one.
There was purple pus, and there was nudity, and there were wings.
Oh, this is extremely troubling.
That's about all I got.
He's looking for followers as well, and
followers, you say?
Yes.
Where did he go?
He didn't tell me. He said he'd find me if he needs me.
He'll find
Well, you gave him your home address.
That as well. Thank you.
Interesting. Very interesting. The carriage rocks to a halt. And Ogret leans over, pulls the curtain off from the window on the carriage and looks out. Well, here, get out. He talks to you guys.
All right.
Sure.
Getting out. I leave.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a bottle of booze on the way out.
Okay. So as you guys all exit the carriage, he waits for a moment by the door, and he goes, be at the Plaza of the Initiates tomorrow morning, dawnish. We will have your next test ready for you. Good night. Slam. He slams the door of the carriage, and the carriage starts rolling away. And basically what it is the carriage, as you were coming into the city, has made its way to the Citadel. And essentially it's got like, think of like huge palaces. They have like a huge ass driveway sort of thing. It was at the starter, the entry going up the driveway, and they had stopped and dropped you off. Okay, and then it's pulling forward, and there's these big brass gates that open and allow the carriage to go in, and then the gates are starting to close after it goes in. And basically, he kicked you out before getting onto the grounds of the Citadel.
When he says dawn, do you think he means when the sun is just coming up over the buildings, or when the sun is just coming up over the horizon?
Barry kind of said dawn,
Hopefully-
so I think it could be either, really. I mean,
Well, hopefully after the morning rush. But
True.
does this mean we pass, guys?
I don't know.
I think we passed at least the first one. There's supposed to be more
First
of
one,
these, isn't there?
right?
We gave her the letter.
I have to be honest. I wasn't
Bonus mark.
expecting it to be, that violent or dangerous. I thought it was going to, and I'm feeling like I might need some more weaponry.
I'm going to be honest with you, Joplin. I kind of just assumed my being here meant it was probably going to be that dangerous. There's not much other reason for me to be here other than to hit people.
Yeah, because you sure as hell fucked that one pirate up.
Phoenix, kill
I
the
don't
man.
want to be useless. I want to be able to contribute, and if they're all going to be like this. Oh my!
Have you never been in a fight before, Joplin? I mean,
Not that would require taking someone's life.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, most people haven't, I guess. As I hate to admit it, most of the opportunities I've had to be in a fight like that have been for sport. I mean, not for my sport, but in the pits, entertainment. I've taken people's lives before, never on purpose, but I mean, sometimes it just goes that far, right?
Mm-hmm. I want all of you to roll me a notice roll.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
It's just to notice how many stars are out.
Yeah. You got it.
Completely innocuous.
Notice. There you are. Notice. I again am watching birds.
Come
Excellent.
on, wild dice.
Eyeballs explode.
Okay. So basically what we have here is Brian and Joplin. You guys are there and you're talking. Okay. And Brian, you notice a woman, a rather short woman, tomboyish in nature, very short-cut hair. She's wearing pantaloons and a shirt with a vest over it, a belt around the middle, high leather boots, and she was kind of sneaking through the because where you were dropped off, there's like a cobbled way or road that leads up to these gates, and of course all around the Citadel there's plants and shit like that. So she comes like out of these plant sort of things, and she's making a beeline towards Joplin. And Joplin, you're sitting there and you're talking, and you see Brian just kind of go and like look and seeing this person coming. So then you turn and you see this person coming. Okay. And then I will say everybody else will then have their attention drawn that way. I want you to give me another notice roll. Just Joplin.
All right. I'm relying on some wild dice. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Oh, look at that.
Hey, look at
All
that.
right. You notice for a second, you're like, "Oh my God, who's this person that I owe money to? Who's this person that I've wronged?" And as she starts building steam and coming right towards you, she's kind of like growling. You notice The hair is shorter. They're slightly taller, and there's some definitely more meat on the bones. But this is your sister Jada.
Oh.
And she's running, and when you turn around and see her, she kind of gets a little pissed because obviously she was attempting to surprise you, but she comes and she runs and she jumps on you. Now your sister Jada is only 5 feet tall. She's a little short thing, and she goes, "Ha! There you are. Hi.
Yes.
Yes,
Wonderful to
brother."
see you.
Bam! She punches you
I
in
just wrote you
in
a
your
letter.
arm. Oh, you did you?
It probably hasn't even gotten home yet, and here you are.
Well, that's nice. Do you know how hard it has been to find you?
Yes.
Yeah, incredibly. And the only lead I had was that there was some crazy, loose-lipped, silver-tongued guy by the name of Joplin that was hanging out and doing stuff for the Arcanus. You know, I had to pay those little rugrats that run around this damn city almost 5 copper for them to tell me that.
They know everything.
Gave
Trust
you a
me.
deal.
Truly, they did. Oh, I should introduce you around. These are my friends.
You should.
We're all from the Arcanus. We're all initiates. It's true. That was part of
That's
the letter
true?
I sent home.
That's true?
It is.
I thought you... She gets, like, serious, and she, like, kind of, like, maneuvers her body between you and, like, cutting off so the others can't really see her talking to you as best she can. She goes, "What's the con?" The con. I should stage whisper. What's the con?
There's no con.
No con?
No, look. Meet Brian and Phoenix and Ari.
And she turns, and as you do that, and you introduce Brian, and he goes, "Hi there." She goes, "Oh, hello." And she walks up to you, and she grabs your hand and pulls it forward and puts it into hers. She doesn't wait for you to shake her hand, and she puts both of her hands around your hand because you're like massive to her. She's just she's kind of squat, but you're just a big dude. So, and she,
Oh, what have I done?
you are a very, very nice looking young man. Very nice. And she just looks at everybody else. Hi. Okay. And thank you, Melenre. I appreciate the bits, tokens, whatever the hell those damn things are. Now, if we get, not to pressure anybody else watching, once we reach our goal, you see the sword up there in the top right corner? Once we reach a goal, what I do is I give everybody here, they get a Benny. Now wait, these are special bennies because these bennies don't go away. You can carry them over between games. The bennies that we accrue from the bit donations.
Yes. Those, I need those bennies.
Yes, the bennies. I need bennies.
Joplin
Tony
especially.
needs them, yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, so then she, seeing as how you're, not totally responsible.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Thank you. It's good for sales.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Phoenix is a wonderful fighter, a bard, a musician.
Hi, Phoenix.
He
Nice to
does
meet
well
you.
with birds.
She
And
looks
he means
with that. He
the
looks
animals.
at Phoenix with birds. What do you?
The animals, not he's not being derogatory.
Are you
No, yeah,
Is
no.
he, is he like? Are you like a farmer? What? I don't understand.
No, I kind of play for them.
Well, he's quite the charmer as well.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Brian.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
come here. This other one is Ari.
Ari, she
She's
looks kind of like a bitch.
She's got
Oh,
real-
no. That's not smart.
She didn't say it out loud. This is the stage whispering going on. I mean, Ari, if you want to roll to see if you hear it, you're more than welcome to.
I probably would because I want to know what the fuck he's saying about me.
Well, yeah, because you're nosy, aren't you? I mean, it's.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
If
just go.
someone's fucking talking about me, I'm gonna know what I'm gonna want to know. But
That would be against their. What would you roll to whisper properly? This is the anybody who knows the Savage World swing rules well enough. What would one roll?
Well, in fairness,
A stealth roll, right?
Brythland
Stealth roll. Stealth. That's it.
Stealth.
There you go.
Does
I
ours?
speak it. I speak
Huzzah, Brian.
it. Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, so a stealth roll it shall be.
I was hoping for.
In
Yeah.
other words, when
Oh,
you're
yeah,
talking, I have no
yeah,
idea.
yeah, you
A
can.
D10.
16. Okay, so you have no clue what.
Fair enough. That just makes me cross my arms harder.
Okay, harder. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay,
It's like
Oh, you better
tightening.
believe it's
It's
a thing.
tightening around.
yeah. Okay, all right, fine. So I'm sorry. What was Joplin saying?
You should go. She's got the real magic. She can do the thing with the weave and the she makes things happen
Oh, she's a sorcerer.
for real though.
Oh, no wonder she's a bitch.
Well,
Oh, okay.
go-
I got it. I
you
understand.
go say
No,
hi.
I
she-
will.
no.
I know what I'm doing. Madam, and she like gives you a curtsy. It is so nice to meet you, Ari. It's a pleasure to meet all of Joplin's friends. And might I say, you are an incredibly beautiful woman. I'm jealous of your looks.
Most people are.
Oh, okay.
Well, that went about as well as expected.
That was a good exchange with Ari. What are you talking about? She was just in the wagon talking trash to Okrit for crying out loud. Well, all right. Okay. After you do that, then all you hear is as footsteps start leaving and goes, yes, and my name is Ryland. Thank you for introducing me, Joplin. I will see you all in the morning. And he just starts
Bye,
walking.
Ryland.
Bye.
Good,
No,
buddy.
Thank you, Melon Ray. Melaine
you.
Ray. I still fucked that up.
You were good.
Was I good? Oh, Melon
you
Ray. Okay, I got it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While she was
I-
over there talking,
You know what? I gotta say, I'm pretty sure Melin Ray will tell me if I do a bad job. Okay, cool. So Ryland just starts walking away at that point.
I'll
Well-
explain that he has more personality than money. Oh no. Reverse that.
That's true.
Okay. Well, all right. So, where we staying, bruh? What's happening? I've come to the city. This was my chance. I've come to Lysena. Yes. And,
What?
and-
Do you mean to stay?
well, yeah.
What-
With you.
With me?
Okay, I'll say it again. I've come to the city to stay with you.
I'm just surprised. I did not expect this, but
Well, of course you didn't expect it. I didn't tell you. I didn't want you to try and hide from me. It was hard enough finding you as it is.
yeah, I've been on my own for quite a while.
I know. Some would call that selfish, but me, your loving sister, would not.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
All right, let me show you my apartment. It's humble. As
Well,
I'm
yes, I understand. Yes. And where does Brian live? And she turns and looks at you.
Oh. I live with my parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
nice people.
that's sweet. That really is.
They have
She-
a
it-
big.
A bakery. Oh, she comes over and she like squeezes your bicep. You're such a sweet man. Oh, Harry, she's got to look up. You're such a sweet man.
And this is the first time I'm actually not divulging. Like I would rather tell a winged new guy about my bakery, but this time I'm kind of being tight-lipped, uncharacteristically. I'm like, yeah, it's a nice one.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. The situations dictate, and I understand why. So it's all good.
Hmm.
For a point of order, are you guys all speaking like Brythland right now?
Oh, that's good. Actually, she was speaking Bryth, whatever it is, but from the Brythland language. Yeah,
Huh.
Brythish or whatever the hell you call it. Because Briam's from Brythland of stock and descent, and she would have spoke to Joplin when she first met her in that way.
Home language.
Yes. But Phoenix, you do not speak that, correct?
No.
And Ari, does Ari speak Breithland? Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so basically, yeah, Phoenix, this whole conversation,
Everything has just been in a different language.
yeah, you don't know what they're speaking, so you're just like,
At some point, I might interject just to Joplin in between, just not trying to hide it, but just say to him, so is she in the, is this a family business, if you catch my meaning?
Oh, I'll reply to him in Shanish so he can understand me. That would be appropriate, right?
Yeah, because you know that he doesn't speak. Yeah.
I'll explain. That's my sister. She's come to town. I guess she's staying.
Right.
And does she do what you do? I mean, tricks and...
No, and she replies in Shanish. Brython is what it's called, the language. So Brythland, Brython. There we go.
Brython.
She responds in Shanish, and he goes, "No, I am not a." And she looks and goes, "Healer, right? That's what you were going with. I'm not a man of God."
He's a man of the arcane, your brother.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yes.
No, I am not.
Well, and good for you, sis.
That's right. I have other skills. I'm more of I've always wanted to be an acrobat, an entertainer.
Oh.
And with that, she does a somersault.
No,
Very
balls,
good.
Thank you,
noble
Brian.
profession.
And I figured, where else in the world could someone be an entertainer than here? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm making a go at it.
To be honest, Brythland, kind of backwater-ish, really. Yeah. Compared to here, oh my God, this place is great. Okay, so what are we doing, bro?
I guess I'm taking you home to show you where you live now.
Excellent. Let's do it. You got did I hear that correctly? You've got a meeting here tomorrow?
Yeah, noonish, I believe.
No, he said the break of dawn.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yes, and you are taking this serious, right? Correct. I want to make sure that I don't bust your balls inappropriately.
I am. I've put away the bad ways. Trying to do things right.
Huh? Did you put that in the letter? Well, you know, that wasn't the first letter you sent home, though, was it?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you are addressing them to your sisters, correct?
Just to the sisters, yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Three of them.
She goes,
together.
we haven't shared them with mom and dad, or your brothers. Your brothers are assholes. You know that. So.
Yeah. Well,
all right. Well,
why
cool.
I write to you?
Well, let's go. Let's see this apartment. Maybe we could go to Brime's bakery for breakfast.
Actually, we're open at 5.
Excellent.
Rush is till 6:30.
Well, you won't be there for the rush though, but we could pick you up and bring you on the way, right? You're going to come for dawn here, right?
I'll try to see if I can get away, but I'll be there.
I'll see you in the morning. She gives you a wink, and then she turns, grabs.
Yeah, I'll see all of you in the morning.
She grabs Joplin by the arm and starts pulling you away. Okay.
Yeah.
So, basically, she's going to pull you away to go and have you show her to your apartment. What are the rest of you doing? It's evening. You're going to have to get up soon. I'm assuming, unless you guys had something else to do.
What was her name? It was something. Start with a J, maybe. I didn't catch it that first time.
Oh,
Jada.
Jada's the one that came. Okay.
Jada's the one that came. Yeah.
They all begin with J's.
Yeah, all of your siblings begin with J. Yeah, there was a thing. Your mom, you know.
She seems like a real lively character.
It's been a while since I've seen her, but
yes, Joplin, we must go. Come on now. You can talk to your friends tomorrow.
I'll see you in the morning, Joplin.
Bye.
Yeah, Joplin. All right. Well, if anyone needs shelter, you're more than welcome to find your way over. I can find somewhere for you to stay. But I mean,
My place is still free my place is still free as well. You know, but one way or another, we'll just meet in the morning.
I'll meet you back here. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, what's your plan?
I'll meet you here in the morning.
All right.
I have one thing that I'd like to do after we part here.
Okay.
It's just a simple, just a quick trip to. We don't have to play it out, but I would make my way over to visit my mentor, kind of the man who had taught me, and just to drop off the copper that I have in my pocket.
Okay.
Make sure that he's got something in his pocket.
And who's your mentor?
His name was Jamarin.
Jamarin?
Old blind shaman. Lives in a kind of a hut out on the edge of town.
Okay. All right. So you can go drop that off and then
Then go home and work.
Okay. Okay. Not a problem.
So I have officially, just so it's clear on my character sheet again, no money.
Gotcha. Not
playing into my
problem.
poverty hindrance here.
Now was Jean-Marin a bare knuckle brawler too, or is he just the guy who taught you the musical aspects of things?
He's the guy who taught me how to fight. He was
That's what I thought.
Old fella who took a liking to me enough to teach me how to throw a few punches.
Cool. Okay. All right. Okay, so we will then everybody will go to their respective dwellings for the evening, and in the morning. So basically, Joplin, you're going to go home with Jada, and she's going to catch up with you. She's grown because you've been gone for some time.
A long time.
Yeah. So she was quite young last time you saw her. That's why I had to even roll to see if you noticed who she was. But her face is still, unmistakable as your sister's.
We all look alike.
Yeah. She. So you guys definitely catch up for a couple hours, but then she's mother henning you about making sure that you get rest for tomorrow, and we'll make sure that it's like you're out, and then she's like waking you up. And it's like
she'll have a much harder time waking me up.
That's okay. She'll throw water in your face if necessary.
It will be.
Okay. So it's before dawn. She gets you to Brian's bakery because she drilled you as to where it is. Because your sister has actually been in the city for nearly a week, finding out about you. It wasn't like she just went around and then just found out about you just like that. So she's been living off of her savings and what have you, and staying in like flea-bitten motels and what have you. So
you'd think them little street urchins would have at least said something to me, like somebody's looking for you.
Well, I mean, you have to build that kind of rapport. Right now, you're just a mark. Now they know you, and now you guys actually have a name of somebody who's one of their underbosses. Actually, two names. Do you guys remember
Ulsa, and we've got Rabia as well.
Rabia, yeah. Ulsa's like the little tough. He's like a 10 or 12-year-old. He thinks he's the muscle, and Rabia's the girl about the same age. She called herself an underboss, whatever the hell that means. So, and so she will have you down at the bakery just before 5. Now, is anybody else going to be down there around that time?
No.
I would probably leave as soon as I was done and just try and, on my way through some of the more wealthy districts, I would try and just bust out my violin since I left early enough. I left probably like 4 or 5 in the morning as soon as I was done cleaning, and just headed down there. So I can make if I can make a couple bucks on the way down there.
Sure, go ahead and give me give me a performance roll.
Awesome. If I can get my character sheet back up on the screen here. There we go.
Yeah, roll me 1d4.
Oh,
You make
sorry, I
1
did it.
copper.
Perfect.
Because that's basically for, because remember, coppers can be quartered.
Yeah.
So that was per quarter, and you got basically a full copper's worth. So
That's more than he was expecting.
there you go. Yeah. Well, you played okay. I mean,
No.
you succeeded, but it wasn't anything, crazy. So,
No.
Enough for a meal,
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
especially at 4 a.m. in the morning. You're
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's strolling down trying to catch anyone who's on their way to the docks.
Now, what I'll say is essentially you show up at the outside of the bakery basically at the same time. Well, not too long after Jane and Joplin had arrived. So you guys they're already standing outside when you come down, fiddling away.
Yeah.
What about Ari? Yes, coffee. 100% coffee. I'm going to have to get me some on the break.
Ari just
Yeah, I'm gonna
stayed
do the
around
same.
the Arcanus. She's not interested in going down there.
Okay, so you just went to the Initiate Plaza?
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to the Initiate Plaza, Ryland's already there. And he's sitting on a bench reading a small book, small leather-bound book. And he looks up and sees you and then just goes back to reading, doesn't say anything.
I wouldn't say a single thing to him either.
Exactly. So there you go. All right. So Phoenix, you come strolling up and Jane's like, oh, there's the rough and tumble looking guy. Hey, you said Phoenix, right? It's Phoenix. Hi, Phoenix.
Hey, it was Jada.
You are correct, sir. And she gives you a little bow. It's like, it's about that time. I don't... Because you guys would already be baking away, right, by this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she just starts banging on the door then. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, hi.
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 Oh,
Can we come in?
Joplin, Phoenix, come in. Come
Okay.
in.
They go in, and she's all like, it smells divine in here.
I never get tired of it myself.
Now here's the thing.
He insisted.
I need to know, do you want me to randomize this, or do you want to come up with some plausible names for your parents?
My parents' names are, because they have 2 names, Gregum Longshelf and Freyna.
Grego and
Gregum,
Gradum.
Gregham.
Gregham. Got it. Gregham and Freda?
Freyna with an N. Freyna.
Got it.
Mhm.
Excellent. Okay, that's what I need to know. Okay, so they're busy about going and doing their stuff behind the counters and what have you.
I need to get back behind the counter, but anything you guys want, on me.
Excellent. Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
And Jaden doesn't let you go very far, but without grabbing your hand again and shaking it. It's so good to see you again. Are those your parents?
Yeah, but they're...
Excellent. And she goes running over there and goes, hi, I'm Jada. I'm one of Brian's friends. Can I help in any way?
Oh,
And your mom's all like, oh, who is this, Brian? And she comes over. She's covered in flowers.
another friend, Mom.
Another friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, you're darling. What's your name? And your mom and her start just going back and forth. And you're like, and how do you know Brian? Oh, you're Joplin's sister. Blah, 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 so forth and so on. And then
Joplin, Phoenix, you guys want anything? I gotta get back behind there. Just give me an hour. 1 hour. That's it.
That's all right. I'll
Tea.
any need for some cleaning around here. I mean,
Oh, it's good. It's good, especially with
that band.
your sister helping us now. I mean, she's something. But tea, Joplin, you said? I got that.
Or coffee or something, the whole wakey juice. It's
So-
5 a.m.
So what ends up happening is they give you guys some coffee or some tea, Brian and whatnot serves you. And what ends up happening, Brian, is that you and your dad end up working harder because your mom and Jada are jabbing away. And your mom's starting to tell stories about you when you were younger and, all these cute things and things that are embarrassing. And it's just like, oh, and every time she tells her a little anecdote, she laughs and then looks over at you and,
She
And
does
so-
a laugh and look, really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And so then basically what ends up happening
I know
is
that, so I'm not looking.
it's like about a half hour longer than it should have been before everything's done and you can leave with everybody else.
Good. Okay. All right. Bye. Let's go.
And as you guys are going, because Jada's walking with you, Jada is walking in step with Joplin, and she goes, brother, can I have the key?
Are you going back to the apartment?
At some point, and I mean, this is official Arcanus, whatever. I didn't think that I'd be allowed to come along with this.
No. I'll give her the key. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, dear brother. I will see you when do you know when you'll be home?
I have no idea.
Well, then I won't wait up for you. But Brian, it was a pleasure meeting you, your mother and your father. It really was. And it was so nice to see you again. So I'll talk to you soon. And then she turns around and she kind of like skips away. Well, not skips away. She like does that quick like walk and gives a look over her shoulder.
I'm not looking. Just like
yeah, it kind of breaks her heart a little bit that you don't. But you know, she's a tough gal. Okay, so it's the three of you guys.
So your sister, huh?
Your mother's gonna ask questions later.
Yeah, she always does. You should have seen when Ari came over last time. It was I don't know. Well, anyways, we can trust her, right? She's on the up and up.
Yeah, we should trust away. Absolutely.
It's good to have friends, I think, though. Even though some might be a little more friendlier than others, it's good to have friends.
Good to have family around too. I'm finding.
Joplin.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Speaking of your family, I mean, is she usually like this kind of a?
I can't say what she's usually like. I mean, we haven't been together in years. Haven't seen her in over a decade. Haven't lived at home almost 20 years.
Quite small the last time you saw her. Quite small.
I'm curious, Joplin. I mean, I've never really left this city. I mean, to be honest with you, where we went yesterday was the furthest I've been outside of the city in my entire life.
Really?
What is it like being out there traveling?
The further you go, the scenery all changes, and the people remain exactly the same. Just the clothes are different.
That I believe. I've seen a lot of people from all over the world where I work, and they don't change much. Well, hopefully this new lease on life I've got here with the Arcanus, maybe it'll take me somewhere.
I hope you see more of the world. It deserves to see you.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, Joplin. You're all really nice guys. I really do. I mean, I haven't had a lot of male friends, to be honest.
You were just referred to as a guy and a male, Ari, just so you know.
Oh, she's not with us right now, is she?
Oh, that's right.
Durr.
Pay no attention to the game master. Sometimes I don't even pay attention to what's going on.
Just some boys hanging
out. That's right. I forgot. It's Brian
doing some bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bonding over dough.
Well.
Okay. So you guys make your way to the Plaza of the Initiates, which is where you guys originally. This all began there, and you go and you see as you come up, there is Ryland sitting on a bench, and he looks up from his book and pulls out his watch, puts it away. Puts his little book into his like his clothes. I mean, he's got a cloak on, but he doesn't have robes. He's not like a wizard, traditional wizard like one would think from fantasy. He's got pants on and shoes and like a shirt and nice fancy clothes. But again, He's dressed the part. He's all white, wearing all white with gold trim. So he has the official tunic that they gave him on over a white shirt. Now, did anybody else dress with the official Arcanus tunic?
I'm still wearing it from yesterday.
Okay.
I love that thing.
All right. Cool. Okay.
I haven't really, found it to be my clothing of choice.
You have it like over your shoulder, like a jersey, like.
Yeah, just like, hey, in case I run into some of those famous
Like-
Arcanus, I got to get it signed. You know.
I mean, like you have it. You're part of
does-
the club, but it's not
Right.
the style.
It does seem like it opens doors. I've learned that much at least, or at least carries a little credibility with it that I could probably use.
Yeah, a
So
little bit.
maybe tucked in my belt.
That's where Phoenix has been keeping his, is just tucked into the belt.
Okay, that's not a
under
problem.
the coat, like not visibly tucked into the belt. It's under his long coat that he wears.
Gotcha. And what's Ari doing while she was waiting?
I mean, I would have just been watching people.
Okay.
I'm definitely a people watcher, judging people as
Okay.
they pass by.
There is another group here of the initiates, because remember there was 3 groups that ended up being 5. There's another group of 5, and they're like on the other side of the plazas where they're gathering. So,
In that case, I'd like to silently judge some people too.
okay. Well said, sir. Well said. Yes. So Ryland, as he gets up and he puts his stuff away, he comes over and says, "Yes, at least you're getting better with the time.
Morning, Rylan.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, and since I guess we're in the official capacity now, good morning, Ari."
I don't respond to him.
Yeah, he didn't expect it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And so as you guys are there, then like out from around some bushes and a tree comes walking this guy. He's dressed in you automatically notice that he is a Gulkin. Now the Gulkins are from the what's called the Vast. It's the steppe. He is like for a equivalency for Earth. He's like a Mongolian. Okay, he has very long hair that's pulled back and braided. He's wearing what is definitely riding leathers. He has leather pants. He's got high leather boots. He's wearing a like kind of a coarse shirt, but he's got a leather vest over the top of that, and he's got his hands behind his back, and he's holding a riding crop. And he just comes around, you know, you don't know, it's like, has he been standing there listening or what have you? I mean, even like Rylan and Ari, you guys have been kind of like hanging out here. You didn't see this guy, so and he goes, "Hello, good evening." Oh, wait, good morning. It's been a long night for him.
Morning.
Morning. My name is Bagra. You will follow me to the stables. And he turns and just starts walking.
I follow him immediately.
Yeah, and he's got bow legs. You can tell too that this guy is a horseman born. He's used to being in the saddles, but he's got a quick gait about him, and he goes again to the same place where the gates were, where you were led into, where those small little huts were at, and he leads you in there. And remember, before when you guys first came into this one area, there were this was another, because there's several walled areas outside of the main citadel, and that one where you went in, where they had these houses and whatnot, there were stables along the wall. And so he just starts walking, and he goes over to one of these stable areas, and he stops and he turns next to a door that goes into not the actual stables, but like a house that's connected to the stables, which is then it's built up against this wall. And coming out from the doorway, almost like just as soon as Bagra comes and stands there, out comes walking Ogret. And he's got a coffee in one hand, and he's got like some sort of baked good in another hand, and he's eating on that, and he's sipping. Oh, you're here! Excellent. This is good to see you. Well, it's time for your second test.
It literally like drives me up a wall that he does.
I know,
this.
that's good. I was hoping it would do that to somebody. Oh yes. So, Bagra, be a good man, and will you grab the packages for me? And he doesn't say anything, and he goes into Bagra goes into the to the building, and then comes out a couple heartbeats later, and he's got. You guys can pretty much tell, especially Phoenix. He's got bird cages, and they're rather large bird cages, but they have covers over them. Okay, and he sets them down on the ground next to Ogret. Well, yes. I need you to take this to a place up north. It was once called the Tortoise. To my understanding, yes, he would. You have a map that would even tell you how to get there. Just, hold on, excuse me, man.
A map?
The one that Rabia gave us, I believe.
Yes. So, up in where the Tartarus is, there's a temple up there, a ruined temple. It's once a temple of the sun for Pyrrhon. You know, that god of the sun, him. Yes, there's a temple up there. So what I need you to do is to go to this temple, and you'll know the temple by the sun on the wall, and from there, what I need you to do is simply just release these good birds here for me, and that's it. Very well. I'll see you when you return. And he just turns. He starts walking away.
Now, what's the twist here? What's the
he
gag?
stops and he turns around. I'm sorry.
Well, and the last time you sent us to deliver a letter, it turned out she was a wanted criminal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's going to happen this time?
Mm-hmm. Don't know, but I'm sure excited to find out once you get back. Good luck.
It's illegal.
No, of course not, son. I told you. You're initiate of the Arcanus now. There's nothing illegal about anything we tell you to do.
I'm gonna turn to Bagra, and in Galkin, I'll ask him, what are these birds?
He sort of like cocks his head at you like a dog. You know what I mean? And he responds back in Galkin to you, and he goes, Zestadil birds.
Would I know?
Oh yeah, you know what those are. Remember, they're the purple. They're the
they're
orange,
the ones.
Orange and blue birds that are all over. Matter of fact, right now they're flying all around the Citadel, and you can hear them, singing and cawing and different things. And one of the things about Zestadil birds are that they don't really have any. They don't have a call of their own. They mimic other birds. So like they'll like talk in like a thrush or like how a sparrow would talk, and that's how they like communicate, by imitating other bird calls. And Zestil birds are really smart. Think like parrot type smart stuff.
So, Bagra, do you know why we're taking Zestil birds to a temple where a bunch of people just died?
I was unaware that a bunch of people just died.
Was this not the same temple that the lady, the archaeologist, isn't this her the one she just came from?
I do not know.
Oh, sorry, Bagra. I didn't mean to.
That is quite all right.
All right. Well, so you don't know why we're taking these things over there?
The master hasn't decided not to tell me.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for sharing what you know.
I have horses and a cart for you. And he goes and he goes to the stables, opens up, and he brings out 4 horses and one small cart with a horse. And these are for you.
Thank you. I'll hand him a quarter of one of the coppers, of the copper I got this morning. And
You hand it out to him. He doesn't take it from him. He doesn't. I work for the Arcanus. I do not need your money. But thank you, nonetheless.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And now back in Shanish, just so we got a horse. What are we gonna do? Or horses? How many horses?
4 horses. Well, 5 altogether. There's 4 horses and the cart, which has a horse to draw it, of course. So,
All right.
Do we know how long it's going to take to get to this destination?
yes, by horse, because I was about to say dumpster. What the hell was the name of that little fishing village you guys went to?
Dunbart.
Dunbar.
Dunbart. Dunbart was, 3 hours outside of town.
Right.
This is taking. You know what I can do here? I'll go ahead and I will give you a map.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, give us a map.
A map.
We love maps.
There you
Isn't there a
go.
map song? Oh, look at that.
Yeah. And here, I'll go ahead and I will. Let's put it onto the battle map so that
everybody
at
see
home.
Let
Everybody at home can see. So there we go. And we've got, as you can see right here, that's Lysenna. There's Dumbart. It took you 3 hours on foot to get out there. Now, who's got the map? Oh, Ryland does, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So Ryland, he starts to produce the map, and he's like, quite disturbing that the little man knew we had this map.
I figured you gave it to him.
I did not give him any such thing.
Shocking.
Yes, quite. According to this map, where we're looking to go is bloop, right there.
I missed it. Shit.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so you got the circuit road, and it's called that because it runs the circuit of the island of Zada. The Odoran Highlands. Okay, that up there is you're going up into there, but then you'll have to cross over and go into right here into the hill area, because that's where that map you had was showing you where this Tartus place was. So now Highland Meadows is it's a town. Okay, so it's bigger by far than Dumbart. Dumbart was just a small fishing village. And there are some other fishing villages on the island. I just don't have them on here. You got there are 2 large towns that are on the island. That's Shea and Highland Meadows. Okay? So from where you're at in Lysenna on horse, it's going to take you basically a day to travel that distance. And, even then, getting up and into to the hills and whatnot, those are kind of rugged hills. So that might take a little bit of extra time as well. So, okay.
Well, we have run afoul of everyone we've run into, so I think we need to be better prepared for adversity.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Especially just the way Sindra described it.
I agree completely. If you wish, I know that the Arcanus... actually, I take that back. I was going to have Ryland say this, but Bagra actually pops up. it says something because he's still there, and Bagra does. He speaks Shanish too, of course, but Bagra says, "You can be outfitted with gear if you need it. Tell me what you need, and I will procure it."
Well, what are we expecting to run out there? Like, are there bandits? Wolves?
No bandits.
Okay.
And this is pretty much a known fact. There are some wildlife. There are some like wolves and stuff on Zada, but like they steer clear of people. And there's like maybe on the entire island you've got like 3 or 4 packs of wolves. There's not a lot, you know what I mean? But that's really and you know what? I take that back. It's not even wolves. They're packs of dogs, is what it is. They're feral dogs. Zada has long been populated, and there's not really much here in the way of anything dangerous. As far as there's definitely no bandits. Lysena and basically the guys of the Iron Legion make sure that none of that shit ever goes on here. So the only trouble you would run into would be if you think that there's going to be trouble from, I don't know. I mean, you did leave 4 Azure Brotherhoods beaten to a pulp on a beach. There's always maybe they're going to be rolling around. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, so we need to be outfitted.
Yeah. So, but before we go any further, it's time for our break. So we're going to go ahead and take a short intermission. So if you need to refresh your beverages, grab a snackage, do what have you, and we will be back momentarily, and we will find out what exactly they're going to do. So let me find the proper stuff here, and we'll see you in just a little bit. And hello, we are back. Thank you for waiting. We appreciate that. Now it is time for... Yeah, we go to break right when you start watching, Adam. That's right. I just noticed that. Well, we were waiting. It was like, Adam's going to come on. And as soon as I saw you, you pop on, I went in and did it. So, yes. Okay. We are back. So let's, you guys are in the walled area of the initiates. You were just given horses and a cart. You were given 2 cages, large cages that have tarps over them, or I don't know, what would you call that? That's
Shrouds.
Sure, like a shroud, yeah, over these bird cages. And yeah, you guys are standing around. What's going on? What's happening? What are you doing? And Bagra just told you if you needed anything, he could procure it for you.
Well, what are the restrictions on that? I mean, what can you get us?
Well, if you tell me, and if I cannot get it, I will tell you.
I'm thinking I want to be a little more dangerous from a distance, so that they...
A bow. You need a bow. Can you
I
shoot
was-
this weapon?
I was hoping for like a crossbow.
You are untrained. I understand. I can get you a crossbow.
Okay. All right. And I don't wear armor usually, but do you got like a leather coat or something I can put on?
Yes.
All right. Both of those things are very good.
Both of those things would be given to you.
Excellent.
Anything else?
Can you make me some smoke bombs?
You need smoke bombs. I think that something could be arranged.
Really?
I will send word to those in the citadel.
This might be a strange request, but how about a smoke bomb that I can fire with the crossbow, so it's got a little more distance?
I will also tell them this.
This is the greatest place I've ever been.
Is there anything else you need? You will be given provisions, water, things like this.
Yeah. Not as sexy as the crossbow, but water is good too.
Yes, I think you are on mute, Phoenix.
I see him moving his hands.
He says one moment. He cannot speak right now. He is communing with his god. What about you, young man? He's looking at you, Brian.
I don't know. Equipment, it's fine for me. I think it'd be good to have something to eat on the road. It's going to be
Yes,
like
I
6 weeks or,
yes,
or 10 months. That
no.
I'm not good at.
Yes.
Oh.
You will have food and water provided for you. It is already now in your cart.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little distracted. Guys, wasn't there a lot more initiates? Or were we? I only saw like 2 or 3 groups. Are we all that's left?
There are 3 groups of initiates. There are 2 groups of initiates left. You are one.
I just kind of want to lean over towards Ari and go, and that other group didn't look like much.
Did either of the groups look like much?
We're not competing against each other, do you think?
Don't you fool yourselves. We are competing against each other.
This man speaks truth.
Are they also trying to get to the temple?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
We could have just never mind.
Very well. I will go and procure your crossbow and bolts and leather. And he just starts walking off.
Yeah, I'm still not strong enough to use a crossbow.
Fair enough.
Am I coming through now?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Hello. Welcome back.
Hey.
Did you want to say anything to Bagra before you left?
I just wanted him to get me some new hand wraps because I've been punching a lot of stuff over the last couple of days, and
he's also taking drink orders too.
Yeah.
Can I suggest that you might not want hand wraps, but you could maybe do with some brass knuckles.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna end up hurting myself more with those things. I prefer to just use my fists.
Okay. So it doesn't go. He's gone for just a little bit, and he comes back. He gives Joplin. He gives you a coat of leather, so it's leather armor, and he gives you a crossbow bolt and a case of 20 bolts. He gives you a crossbow and a case of bolts. Not a crossbow.
I figured that's what you meant, but
Yeah,
it
exactly.
wasn't going to slow us down figuring it out.
There you go. So he gives you that, and then so none of you guys are going to look at the birds?
No.
I'm not.
All right, fine.
He
Okay.
told us what they are. Why would we have to look at them? They're probably exactly what he told us.
I would 100% look at the birds as soon as he can't see us.
Okay, so after he left to go get that stuff.
I mean, once we're not in the Arcanus area.
Okay.
Like, because I'm assuming that this place is like magic. I've seen what she can do. They can see us.
Yeah. So he puts the bird cages in the cart, and he says, "There is food for the birds in the cart. They are in the blue boxes. You will feed them twice per day.
Oh, what kind of food? What do they eat?
It is in the cart. It is in the blue boxes.
I look in the blue box. What do I see? What do I see in the box?
There's
Fingers.
no, there's like dry fruit."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I try a little bit of it.
And he goes, "That is for the birds."
You said twice a day?
Yes, but
This is going to take more than a couple of days?
once in the morning and once in the evening. I do not know where you're going, but you have enough food and water for a week.
Don't take a week with these fools.
Thanks a lot.
You say that out loud, don't you, Ari?
No, because
Oh, come on!
She doesn't mean it. I know she wouldn't mean it.
Yeah. If I for some reason got another group of initiates, yeah, sure, but I don't know. So.
But you like these guys right now. Okay, cool. All right, so there you go. You guys are outfitted. He will, I do have a question. Who has the writing skill?
Not I.
Nope.
Okay. None of you've got the riding skill. So that doesn't mean that you cannot ride. It just means doing anything outside of a little bit of a trot, you'll probably get in trouble and have to start doing some serious rolls. So who's going to drive the cart?
I don't mind driving the cart.
Okay. So you can drive the cart, and then everybody else will have a horse. And he leads you to the, there's a gate leading from not back into the plaza, but there's a gate that leads out of this walled area of the initiates. It's a tunnel that leads basically through the wall, and it goes out into the streets. So you go through this tunnel, and then there's a portcullis at the end of it. That there's one of those guards that you had met when you went to the Citadel's main doors that one time. And he opens up this portcullis, and you guys go out into the streets of Lysenna, and you're on your way.
All right.
Okay. So you guys begin the nice long trek up to the northern part of the island. So it's going to be uneventful, to say the least, until you get to where the hills are. Okay? And as you start getting close, you'll take a break along the way because it's going to take you most of the day to ride up there. It is getting dark when you guys get to basically to the hills. Okay.
So who's gonna feed the Zastel birds tonight?
Oh yeah, who's gonna do that?
Wait, so we got there in 12 hours, and he gave us a week's worth of food and water.
Mm-hmm. He did.
What a generous guy.
Well, you heard Ari.
Birds?
I'd say that Phoenix would eagerly pull over halfway through the day to feed the birds and probably spend a little too much time with the birds.
Okay. So you guys take a break at I don't know, noonish, we'll say, and as you're taking a break, you pull the cover up off of the birds.
Mhm.
Now there are 4 birds, 2 per cage. They have that bright orange plumage with the blue like frills to it, and as soon as you pull up the shroud up off of the cage of the first one of the birds goes, "About time, asshole!"
And I, in spite of myself, smile the biggest smile. It's like, hello?
Hello. Yes. That's the other bird.
What? Hey, yeah, I will get to you in a minute. Hey, can you, is this a thing you can do? You can talk, you can have a conversation.
Asshole.
Okay. Well, and so no on the conversation then.
Yes.
Oh.
That's the other bird.
It's a Coco the gorilla situation where I'm not going to have a deep conversation with these things.
No, but I assume everybody else watching is highly entertained by this. I know Ryland is.
I am.
I'm enjoying it. It's wonderful.
We're so close. Thank you, Melon Ray.
She will single-handedly get us here.
I know. She will, because she's awesome. Despite my butchering of the name. Melon Ray. There, I said it right that time. I want to say melon, right?
Yeah, you're saying melon. It's not melon. It's
I know.
melon.
It's
Melon
Melon
Ray.
Ray. I say melon.
You're
Melon Ray. See, there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that from Adam. So, okay, and then you pull the shroud off of the other cage, and one of the birds, you're a pretty bird.
I whistle back and I say, you as well. Hey, Brian, come over here.
And then the other birds all like, no.
What do you got, Phoenix?
And when that one starts saying no, the other bird in the other cage starts yelling back at it. Yes.
They sound just like people.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
It's kind of unsettling, if you ask me.
Fuck you, asshole.
Whoa. I
Yes.
see why you want to get rid of them.
No, you're pretty. You're pretty.
I think they're just hungry, Phoenix.
Put the covers back on.
I'm not the smartest guy in the world, I'm going to be honest, but I think I know why they want these birds out at this temple.
Yeah. Well, let's feed them and cover them up.
Cut me up, asshole. Cut me up.
It'll settle them down.
Do you think these birds are going to listen and repeat? Hey, birds, are you going to listen? And
Fuck you, asshole. Yes. No. You're pretty.
I don't. Did you consider playing your music for them to calm them down?
I mean, I could try, but I'm going to be honest with you. These guys don't seem like the most.
Ataraxia. I can totally pronounce that.
The first time I met you, Phoenix, you charmed the pants off the birds, if that's an expression.
Play music, asshole. Yes.
I just assume these were
No. You're
specially
pretty.
trained
You're
birds.
pretty.
But I'm enjoying having a conversation in close proximity to those birds.
No.
It seems a little one-sided, though.
You're pretty.
Conversation.
Play some music, asshole.
Okay, and I pull out the flute and I try and mimic the calls that I remember them making.
They all start, when you start playing your music on your flute, they start chiming in and are mimicking what you're playing. And they do it
That's fun.
exactly.
And I start trying to play like more complicated music.
They
I'm like,
follow right along with you. And it's like,
I'm starting to do like
it's a flute in the round going on.
Like even like disharmonic intervals just to see if I can throw them off. Like just like
yes, they can do that.
And I'm just having a blast.
Yeah. Okay, so that happens during the
for like an hour.
Now I have to ask, do you feed them?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember.
I'm like feeding them in between. Like I'm like rewarding them every time they pull off something that I couldn't do.
Okay.
When I like when I was learning music. I'm like, wow, how the fuck are they doing that? Here you
And
go.
they have water dishes inside their cages too that you can pour the water in. These guys are like these cages are pretty big, and these birds are they're definitely let's say they're about the size of what's the bird that has the thing that comes up on the top of its head?
Velociraptor.
No, that's here, isn't it? That's
Oh yeah, that's not even a velociraptor.
yeah, no. So no, it's like
Cockatoo, I think.
Beretta used to have one. I think it is a cockatoo. They're about the size of a cockatoo, you know. So yeah,
It's a cockatiel.
cockatoo, you know,
Yeah.
cockatiel.
No
So it's a
idea.
cockatiel. Hey, all I know is I think Ataraxia knows what the hell she's talking about, aka Milan Ray. So I'm going with what she says. So it's a cockatiel.
Gonna take her shouts and cheers back at some point if you keep trying to say that.
That's true, probably. Well, I said that one correctly.
As far as you know.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So yeah. So the evening. So your break is. After a little while, you've got Rylan is basically like, I think that's enough of a break. We should
No,
probably.
you
get
think
going.
Rylan.
Yes.
Man, okay. Yeah, sure. But while I ride for the rest of the day, like while I drive the wagon, I'm just like playing my flute, like just trying to get them to get
they'll be entertained with you the entire trip.
yeah.
Anytime you stop playing your flute, the one goes, "Play the music, asshole!" Yes, yes, yes. The other one's like, "No, no, no, you're pretty." It's basically yeah. So
I love it.
okay. So you guys continue on. You get to the hills at nightfall. Okay. So basically, as you, it's getting dark, and Rylan says, before it gets too dark, he's like, I think that we should probably camp here for the evening before heading up into the hills. I, for one, don't want to be bumping around in the dark in a place where I might stumble and fall or twist a horse's foot. Not to mention, I'm not that great of a rider.
Okay.
Let's camp then.
Okay. And there's stuff in the back of the cart. There's bedrolls and all kinds of different stuff. Some cookware, food. You have both dry and fresh. There's like some eggs in there, whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, if I could, just set up my bedroll first, and then probably try and get at some of that food and see if we could cook something. If there's like something that make a decent dinner.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's stuff in there for that. They fitted you out appropriately. There's enough fresh food, basically for 2 days, and then the rest of the stuff is like the road type of travel, dried fruits and things along these lines. So,
as I get the stuff out, I look at it and I go, maybe Brian, or you're probably a bit more of the food guy. I don't know what I could do with any of this.
okay, hold on 1 second. Phoenix, I want you to say exactly what you said again.
If you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I should do anything with this. Brian, maybe you should take care of this. You're more of the food guy.
That was one of the birds said that.
And I am just pleased as punch.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. But
Fuck
yeah,
you, asshole. Yes.
That-
Yes.
that is definitely the reason why.
You're pretty. No.
But yes, I can help. I'm not really. You know what? Give me a look. Let me have a look.
Take a look. I mean, I don't do much other than
This well, we can use
serve
that.
the name of equivalent of ramen noodles from medieval times here.
There you go. Okay, so you guys are able to, wind down for the evening. Are you going to leave the shrouds off of the birds so that they can see? Or are you going to put it down over them so that they can? I don't know.
They sleep when we put the tarps over them, right?
When you put the shrouds back over, they do quiet down.
Then yes, we need to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to make him shut the fuck up.
Yep. And basically what ends up happening is Rylan gets out one of those bedrolls, puts it out. He gets himself something to eat and drink, and then he goes right to bed. So, is there anything that you guys are going to do?
I don't want to be the paranoid one of the group, but maybe we should, put up a watch in shifts just so somebody's always awake. Make sure the birds don't get stolen.
Yeah, who's feeding the horses? I love your guys' dead silence when I ask shit like that. It's like, well, I really don't want to do it, so I'm not going to say anything.
He's the first to crack.
All right. I'll go feed the horses.
I would never feed a horse.
And there is stuff in the cart for that as well. There's feed bags and grain and what have you. You pretty much feed them grain once a day. You know this enough from your travels that, and they can range, about. These are well-trained horses. They're not going to run away from you. You've already noticed that and their demeanors and how they've been acting as you've been traveling up here. So they'll graze. Now, of course, Zada is it's more of an arid type of climate, so it's not like a lush fields or anything or whatnot. So, but okay. So there you go.
So while Ryland is trying to go to sleep, I want to fuck with him and cast the blink, cough, sneeze, itch, twitch on him, like the cantrip of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to make him as soon as every time he is almost asleep, I want to make him cough or sneeze or something.
Okay.
Yeah, just for as long as it entertains me.
Okay, so basically this is how this is going to work because spells all have verbal and whatnot components to them to get them to go off. So I need you to give me a stealth roll so that you could try and do it on the sly, and I will give our man a notice roll. Let me get out. I'm going to get out his character sheet. And what did you roll?
A 9.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's 2 raises.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2.
Because you're a D4. Yeah, that's really good. All right, let's take a look at our man here. See what he's got going on.
Not a hope, not a prayer.
Yep, he doesn't notice. So, so long as you can keep fucking with him, and he's all like, and he starts going through his robes, and you see he gets out a jar, and he unscrews the lid, and there's a powder in there, and he puts it in some sort of medicine of some sort, and he starts just grumbling to himself, and he keeps trying to go to bed.
Yeah. And I keep it up for as long, until I'm asleep, pretty much.
Okay. And he'll be there just grumbling and pissed the entire time, but eventually when you tire and go to bed, then that's when he tires. Well, he's able to go to bed. So, okay.
And
so
we talked about watch. I would probably volunteer to take the morning watch, the earliest, the more or less dawn before the crack of dawn, the 3 to whenever.
Thank you. That's the one I don't want.
Yeah, I figured me and Joplin would probably be exact opposite on that one. So I figured between the two of us, we could probably cover the night.
Yeah, I'm better at staying up late.
Well, I think between you, the 3 of you, I'm sure Brian's going to participate in that. Yeah.
I'll
I
participate.
You're going. Ari's going to participate.
Yeah.
Aw. Okay, cool. So between the 4 of you, you're able to do in shifts, and you're able to, all still get enough rest. But I want you guys to give me notice rolls.
I would love to.
Notice roll.
Another 9 for me.
Nice.
Heyo.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
All right.
Hey, Phoenix actually noticed stuff this day.
Well, let's see. Hold on a second.
Oh no, there's an opposing roll.
Okay, so who had the first watch?
I think I took it
that
because
would've
I
been
stayed
Joplin.
up.
That's right. Okay, so Joplin, you took it, and actually, believe it or not, all of you noticed this. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so as everybody else, and this occurs after everybody else has settled down for the evening and is sleeping. You're sitting there doing whatever Joplin would do, and you notice in the distance. Now, Zeta doesn't have forests per se. There's more trees up in the higher hilllands and stuff like that, in the highlands. But down in the lower altitudes and the lower levels, I mean, you guys are kind of high up now because you've gotten into what's going up into that Otteran Highlands. There is a copse of trees off in the distance. It's probably like a good 100 yards. Okay. And during the night, you swear that you see a set of orange eyes.
Oh, great.
Orange. Every once in a while, they'll go out, and then you think you see them over here, somewhere in that copse of trees. Now, if you do nothing, the eyes do nothing. They just like come and go, come and go.
How far is the copse of trees?
About 100 yards. About a football field.
Yards. A football field's away. Oh, that's pretty close for
Yep.
eyes in the dark.
Yep. So yeah, the orange is basically it's like a glowing color, so to speak.
So if I'm switching shifts or if I'm coming onto shift, I'd let the person know. He didn't say wolves, but dogs, wild dogs, getting a little closer, whoever I'm switching with.
Okay.
That'd probably be me because I'd be like the second shift between Joplin after Joplin, and he would have mentioned it to me, and then I would then probably be you doing the morning shift since you're more of a morning guy. So I'd be like,
and basically what will end up happening here is that every shift they'll be like, "Hey, I saw something," and so whoever then goes on shift, you're like looking around and you're keeping an eye on that copse of trees, and you see them.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I think it doesn't look like a dog to me.
Whatever it is, we're being watched.
As long as they keep their distance, I suppose.
So you're going to wake everybody up is basically what it is, or are you just waking up people per their shift?
Per shift, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm
to
not
alarm right now.
alarming anyone.
Okay, so then Brian, you woke up Phoenix, and then Phoenix, you see him, and then you wake up. No, Joplin is.
I started first.
You were
Yeah,
first,
so
then
got
Brian.
Joplin, Ari,
Okay.
Brian, me.
Yeah. Okay.
Phoenix.
And basically that's the way it'll go. Is like everybody, when it comes to your time, you're going to see these eyes over there, and then basically Phoenix has the last watch, right? Because you're on dawn.
Yeah.
Before dawn, you stop seeing them, and then it's the next day.
Mhm.
There you go.
So, are we all going to discuss what you guys were seeing last night? And what?
Well, nothing came of it, so no harm, no foul. I think that's the phrase.
Yeah, but we need to be aware for sure. We know the group of Azure Brotherhood men who are up here absolutely got slaughtered by something.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't ever really been outside of the city, especially not like that, and can't stand up all night and knowing that someone's watching us. I don't like it. Out here in the middle of nowhere, there's not a lot we can do. And I mean, we don't know why it's watching us.
You're
Somebody-
right about all of that.
Yeah. I guess we stay on our toes.
Right.
Best we can do.
I mean, if we have a mission, and then that comes first, I believe.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
gonna let these birds go.
All right. I'd say half a day, and then we'll be there.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, yeah. I don't. Can I see that map again?
You want to see my map? And what are you talking about, eyes? Rylan slept
right.
through the night. He didn't take a watch.
Hey, Rylan, what on that map? Is there any sort of here there be dragons? I mean, I don't spend a lot of time on the
No.
reading.
But here, you can take a look at it. There's no here there be dragons.
Yeah, I was hoping for pictures or something, but
The whole Phoenix, the whole thing's a picture. It's a map.
well, I know, but what I mean
There
is
might be predators in the area, Rylan. That's it.
I like a key, like an image that would show me where I don't really read. I can't read.
Oh, understandable. Then I shall explain it to you. Here's the map. As you can see, I would assume that we would be in this general vicinity here. Supposedly, according to this, there was a road at some point that would be cutting up into the hills from here. I don't know where that road is. Without that road, it's kind of hard to tell specifically where this Tartarus is. We're going to have to search.
All right, let's
All right.
try to find that road.
Okay.
Well, if we get to the highest point, give us the highest advantage or vantage point, so to
Well,
speak.
to my understanding, this place is not just centuries old, it's over a millennia old. I don't know how much we'll be able to see, but it's possible. And so what I need... Yeah, it's Tartis. Tartis, not... There's no you, not Tartarus. But I'm just explaining something to chat there.
Right.
So what I need is you guys to give me notice rolls again.
Notice rolls. What do you
Yikes. I don't know this shit.
Let's see. Hey, I mean, well, maybe.
Sorry,
One
had to
more.
put- I had put some snarky.
I guess I should roll for.
I got you. Oh,
Wow.
a net one
Oh, Rylan rolled terrible too.
and then a 5.
Yeah, a couple of five.
Yeah. So
Wild die.
the fives would and they would succeed, but this is a little bit more strenuous. And you guys really aren't seeing anything that you could. There's nothing that you see that it remotely resembles a road of any sort. So at that, as you guys like look around, I assume you get on your horses and you start riding around a little bit and looking to see. Rylan points out, well, I agree with Brian. Perhaps we should go up into the hills a little bit further, and the vantage point will help us out. It does appear that there's some sort of a easier route here. I don't know if that might be the course of the road or not, but we can do that. Okay.
I'm open to any solution at this point.
Are we taking the cart and the horses? Are we able to?
Yeah, it's enough of a grade right here that you're not going to have that much of an issue with riding. It'll just be slower because it's at more of a grade, and it's not like continual on a grade. It like kind of goes and then so forth. But it's still rideable. You're able to ride for a couple of hours before it starts getting a little bit rougher. But at that time, I will need you guys to give me some more notice rolls. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you is I'm not going to tell you what you need to succeed, but if you fail 3 times, well, you're going to be pretty lost. So, there you go. Okay.
No pressure.
No, none whatsoever. Okay.
Oh,
Wow. Okay, so we got one better out of Ari. She got a 6.
One notice roll we're doing.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna let it go. But if
Let it go.
Let it
maybe
Joplin.
next
Okay.
time I spend the
Ooh,
Benny.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got bennies. Don't forget. Okay, so now I will roll for Rylan. Again, you guys really are not picking anything up. Nothing whatsoever. You get into a point now where you're going to have to dismount, and the only reason is because there are parts that are where you can ride pretty good, but you're starting to get into parts where it's a little bit rougher, and it's not so much that the horses can't make it; it's just that you guys suck at riding, and so you can't really make it up there. So, and basically you'd have to like get on the horse, ride till you couldn't, and this was a good part, then you'd get off, then you'd walk your horse, and you get back on your horse. So it's pretty much a walking the horse sort of thing now. Okay, so here's the third one, guys.
Oh, one more.
Yep, one more. This is the third
Oh,
one.
no.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good, Brian.
I'm still not doing great.
There it is.
There we go.
Let my
I got
wild dice do the talking.
That did it.
Joplin
Okay.
in the clinch.
So what ends up happening here, and just so people know, I am doing things a little bit differently. I'm not really saying what the bonuses or the minuses are to the rolls. A 4 for Savage Worlds is normally a success, but I do give certain tweaks to those rolls depending on the situation. Those I'm not pronouncing or saying what those are, so then people will go ahead and but. That hit it. That you surpassed what you needed to do. You guys needed really to get an 8 is what you were looking at. So what happens is you guys are going around again and you're starting to go, well, God damn it. And Joplin notices a stone that is out of the ground. And at first he doesn't think it's anything but just another stone, because there's plenty of stones around here. Zeta's kind of a rocky island anyway, and this stone, you notice, has writing on it. There's like carved stuff in there, and so you go over to it and you look at it and you start pulling away some of the tall grass around it, and you can tell that it's kind of like a marker of some sort. And you clear away some of the dirt from it, and the whatever was carved in it is really, really weathered, though. So you have hide nor hair of what it actually says.
Yeah, I don't know what it says, but it means road is nearby or here or half. We can find it.
So now what I need you guys to give me is, that I need some basic smarts out of you guys.
Is that the common knowledge? Or?
Well, here's the thing. If you have, you're going to go ahead and give me a common knowledge roll. But if you have an academics skill, you can roll on that as well.
Like research? Is that what you mean? Or
no, research is the actual researching of it. Academics is more of a learned. This is something that you know. Because what I'm basically trying to discern is basically what you would know as far as the layout. Well, if this is a marker, then the road should be, and then to discern the information about what it is.
I have battle knowledge. It could be like tactical knowledge. Should that apply?
Not really.
Not really.
But that was a good try, and I like that.
Yeah,
but Rylan has academics, and look at right there. That's what you're not. Your common knowledge gets it. So
we don't need Rylan.
Joplin too, for that matter. You guys both are able to discern. You pick out this marker, and you're like, okay, well, if the marker's right here, and if this is a road marker, then there should be other road markers generally that would tell you. And you start looking around, and you find another one of these markers, and you say, okay, and then it makes sense. Now you start to discern, and you look at the layout of the land, and you go,
We're good.
This must be the road right here. And I would even say at this point in time, Joplin probably gets down, and well, Joplin tells Phoenix to get down, and you guys clear and dig in the dirt. And as you dig, basically, it goes about a foot down, and you hit rocks, and those rocks are cobbles. They're like paving stones, and you're like, this is it. This here is obviously the road. And after that information, you're able to discern enough of the layout and the geography that you can now, without a doubt, you know that this is the road and you can 100% follow it. Okay?
And I helped.
Yay.
And I helped.
We didn't get lost. That's all that's important.
Yep. Okay.
All
so,
right.
so now that took you at least half a day just doing that. Okay. So now you start heading up this road further up into these hills. The hills become more rocky, more rugged. And after you're traveling again for several hours, it levels off, kind of a plateau. And you do notice, and enough, we'll go back to the roles that you had before, and after discerning the road and stuff, as you see this, the road leads into this level place, and there's mounds here, there, and whatnot, and those would have to be ruins under there. And almost as telling you you're correct, you notice that there are stones that are sticking up out of the dirt and these higher like hills and stuff. And as you go and you start inspecting them, you're seeing that yes, this obviously this is a stone. You know, this is a ruin, and it's just covered up with stuff. And after searching for a while, because there's quite a few trees up here and whatnot. Again, not forested, but there's enough trees that basically you start to, through these trees, you see stones that are standing, and it's a ruin, but it is definitely more discernible at this used to be something at one point. And I'm going to put a map up for you and for everyone else to see.
And roll initiative. No, I'm sorry.
Don't say those dirty words.
Sorry. Deal initiative is what.
There we go.
There you go. And let me get it so everybody can see.
I
it.
like this map.
Okay. Now, this map is brought to you by, and you can see it down there at the bottom, and I will show you the lovely people at the Neutral Party Patreon. I do highly recommend anybody who's doing this sort of lovely role playing to visit and become a patron, and then you would be able to have access to said maps like these. Lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, so basically, you guys are coming in from over here. Bloop. Okay. All right. That's the.
Pretty.
Yep. That's going to be the. Actually, no, I take that back. So west. So it's north. Yeah. Okay. So you're coming in. Yeah, that's right. You're coming in from over here. This is the east, right there. Okay, and then this side would be the west.
Okay.
West side. Okay.
So it's traditional. Got it.
Okay. And these are stones that were at one time walls, obviously. And they are overgrown with a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of... oh, you know what? Poor me, I didn't put it out for everybody else to see. There we go. Sorry, everybody. I thought I switched it over, so now everybody watching can see the ruins as well. And but there, I mean, considering everything else here, this is amazing that it's in this condition. Okay, but when you find this, it's starting to get towards nightfall. Okay. So, the sun is starting to set, starting to get long shadows.
What were our instructions again? Do we just release the birds? What do we do?
He said you're supposed to find the temple of Pridon and you'll know it by the sun on the wall.
Well, let's probably maybe find that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast the cantrip blue light. So it summons a small globe of glowing blue light that floats around my head.
Mm-hmm.
The light has an eerie appearance when viewed from a distance and provide light sufficient to read by in an area equal to a small burst template.
Okay.
The light does not cast reflections beyond the area of effect and does not affect infravision or other type of vision in any other way.
Yeah. So basically, if somebody had the ability to see at night, it doesn't affect that.
Right.
You guys are all humans. Nobody's. So you can go ahead and drop your tokens out here. I just put Rylan on the map. There he is.
Right. Let's do it.
Are we on the lines?
Get off
Yeah,
me.
it looks a little bit kind of kooky, but just try and they'll
Just
be
for aesthetics anyway, so I'm sure it's fine.
yeah. And those are all going to be 5 foot squares. Now, something else that I'm going to do a little bit differently is because most of these maps and things that I have access to are done already with a 5 foot square to them. The normal full movement of a character in Savage Worlds is going to be 36 feet you can move in one round. I'm going to alter that a little bit and say it's a straight 40 because they do it in meters, 3 feet. So I'm just going to say it's a 40 so that we can divide it up into 5 increments of 5 like that. Okay? So, and let me get...
Like, did he just say 36 feet? Like, what?
Yeah, that's how it goes. They're done in let me get the
Metric.
card. Basically, yeah. You can move was it 3 feet per, you know what? I've got the rules specifically. But look in the book here. Movement. Okay, you have a movement, and it says 6 is your movement right on your character sheets, correct?
Yep.
And so you can move 3 feet per. So
That's
I think of 18. Is that 18? No, that can't be right. Hold
3
on,
feet per.
Hold on a
3
second.
times 6 is 18. Or is it 24?
Inches equal to.
Well, drunk, so I don't know.
Okay, each inch of movement spent. Oh, that's for that. That's
It's
running.
good. Probably because 3 feet is about a meter.
Yeah, it's done in 3 feet.
That's probably why. Hi from Canada, everyone. We use a metric system.
There you go. So, but that's there you go. So, just so you know, that's how it is right there.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So, and I put the cart right there. See it?
Was that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah, that's a cart. I have not placed the horses there, but you guys can tether the horses up to the trees and what have you. That's completely fine. Okay. So what are you guys going to do?
Are these structures in front of us? Are they solid walls?
Or is it Stonehenge?
Yes, they are. No, they are. They are what is remaining of the walls. Okay.
But are there ways to go through them? Can we go?
Yeah.
Straight? Okay.
No, like this. What you're seeing right
You go
there.
this way?
No, you can't go through them. That's all solid. You'd have to go up over here or down here, and whatnot to get in there.
All right, that's what I mean.
Is there any sort of symbol on the wall in front of us?
No, and the
Fair
walls
question.
the
Couldn't do
walls
that,
are
no.
overgrown with ivy and plant growth, and they're extremely dirty and full of stuff.
Is this the place?
Seems like it, but I mean, I guess we should start tearing down some of these vines and leaves and see if we can't find that symbol he talked about, right?
Got the sun, is that right?
Why don't we go inside and look for it, or at least to the inner portion of the?
Yeah. Yeah, let's start inside, and if we need to, we can work our way out.
Yeah.
Sure,
and so
sure.
Rylan will go. Now this part here, you see where the stairs are? This right here does have an entry. There's an arch right there that leads inside. Okay. Now, all of these, like I said, all these walls have all that stuff all over them. But when you come inside, like the stone that's on the floor here, it shows through in patches, you know. But again, everything else that you've come across were like these are extremely old, and so they have these. They're more like mounds of dirt that just let you know that hey, something used to be there because it's the collection of just dirt upon it, you know. And as they've crumbled down, and then stuff is naturally just, you know, fallen on top of it over time. This here is a little bit different. You can see like there's more like the rubble from the walls and different stuff are in piles and in different places, and it doesn't seem to be quite as overgrown. And it's definitely not. You would think if this was to be like everything else around here, it should be basically just one big mound of dirt as well, but it is not. Okay. So you guys all go up inside there. Ryland's going to go in. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I
Ryland.
follow
Yeah,
him, man.
fine.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yes.
I mean, I came through the side flank. Hope no one minds. Just looking around.
And there's a thing here. I'll do it here. I think all of you guys should have it on your. Yep, I'm gonna go and do it on all your. It'll put your names underneath, so that everybody can see. And then I will go ahead and zoom in on this location. Now you've got basically about roughly a half hour, you guesstimate, before it gets dark.
Yeah, but I have blue light on.
You do.
Cast
You do.
light.
And this symbol's got to be somewhere prominent. I mean, it's going to be obvious, I imagine.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean,
what does this center bit look like? Like, what's this thing in the very, very center?
You're not really sure. There's these four big blocks that are right there. It looks like maybe a column at one point, but it's kind of broke off. Yeah.
And the other part of the column isn't anywhere to be found.
You see other rubble on the ground, which that maybe could have been it or not. You're not sure.
Okay.
There's nothing like a circular broken off part that's laying next to it, though.
What about the inner walls?
Give me a notice roll.
Ah, okay.
Get back to the right part so I can see what you roll. Okay, no, this is enough because you got a 5 there. You go over to the walls, and let's see, where are you at, my dear boy? You're right here. So you're gonna go up to like this one. Put me up to the wall you want to go to.
I'll stay where I am. That wall right in front of me.
All right, cool. So basically, as you go over and you start pulling off some of these vines and different, the ivy and what have you, and you like brush at the wall, you brush off dirt and what have you, and it's definitely of a different consistency than the outer walls and what have you, and you start like really brushing it and pulling this stuff away, and it's smooth. The more you do it, and the clearer you get it, it's almost as if it's like a mirror.
Clean it off. Let's see what we can do. Clean it.
yeah, I'll join him. I'll go to a different wall and start cleaning it off. I'll go over here.
Okay.
Like all around?
Yeah, maybe. I
Okay.
think maybe.
Everybody that goes to a wall, Rylan kind of goes in the center and watches you guys. As you start clearing off these walls in different spots, you start to see it's pretty much the same thing. You start clearing it off, and it's really smooth, and it's like almost like a mirror, but it's a rock, and it's like it's a glaze of some sort, or maybe as if some sort of stone was melted or what have you, because it does have pockmarks and different things in it.
I'll go around the other side here and see what it's like on the other side.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast clean. Essentially, so clean allows caster to remove heavy soil, dirt, and foreign objects from floors, walls, dishes, windows, etc.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you clean it up really good. It's really smooth, and you can see yourself reflected in it to an extent. And the cat that is in the bushes down below comes out and goes around your ankles.
He is the son of light.
There it is.
I'm gonna go to the other side of the wall over here and just take a look and try and brush it away and see if it's the same on the other side.
It is not. It's all rough. It's very stone-like. And even though now the sun, because it is setting and it is very low, you can tell now that you've cleaned off the spots over on this side, okay? Because the sun is in
the west.
Yep, setting over here. These parts of where Brian and where Joplin have cleaned it out, you can see that light being reflected back
Towards the center of the temple.
Yeah, it's just like it's reflecting into the center of the room. Yeah,
It's like a giant oven. All the light just pointed to the center.
So do we think that we need to stay here? I'm asking the group. Do you think we need to stay here until a certain time of day to reveal?
We might need the sun to see the sun.
Well, the sun on the wall, is that what we're told to find? The sun on the wall?
He might have meant literally the sun. That's a good point, Brian.
On the wall. Well, there's a little bit more to this place, isn't there? What's
This is the temple to the sun god.
What's
Yep, this is the. He said it was a temple of Puritan.
Puritan.
What is this area over here?
You of the religious background. Joplin knows enough that this is an altar.
That's a proper altar.
Mm-hmm. Well, at one time,
Yeah.
it itself is now nothing more than basically a slab of stone, but you can tell, and basically from the layout too, you're starting to get is like, okay, yeah, I could see this as a temple of some sort, and then this would be some sort of back antechamber or what have you.
I think we need to wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
This time we have some walls to keep us safe. Wait till morning. I mean, this place is better than anywhere else to sleep overnight. At least there's some fortification to be had.
I'll start watch right now because we saw some eyes last night, and I'm just gonna go out and start making paces around while we wait for something to happen.
Okay, so where are you guys gonna basically set your camp?
I'm gonna go to the altar because I deserve to be at the altar.
That's where Ryland's going. Ryland goes back in there. He gets his stuff out of the cart, and he sets it in there.
Right.
They gave you firewood too, and stuff for fire in the cart because they're nice. And so like he brings that in and sets it on the floor.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and then he looks at Ari and he goes, boop, and he like points his finger at it and goes, sharp, sharp, and it catches it on fire.
Brissina.
Yes. What I can work minor magics too, dear.
Then why didn't you?
Because you had it well in hand. Okay, so what do you guys? You guys gonna have the same order of your watch? You're gonna.
Sure.
I do not mind.
Okay, where are the horses gonna be? Let's give you guys some horses.
Well, at least bring them in the first layer of walls. So at least they're protected from like the wind, if anything.
And from whatever that glowy-eyed thing was.
Okay,
We don't know that to be a malevolent source.
that's true.
It could be just.
We don't.
The
But
last
we don't
time we saw
know.
glowing eyes, we ran the other way. Right?
When was that?
If you're doing an initial round, I would have obviously come back in since I'm having a conversation.
There's 4 horses. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of horses.
5. I need one more horse.
I think the important part is we don't know.
Correct. You don't know.
Whoa.
Giant horse.
No, that's
A little one.
well, they're bigger than they were, so I'm just making them a little bit bigger.
They're not 5 foot like miniature ponies.
Yeah.
What are those big horses called? The one in the Budweiser commercials?
Clydesdale.
Clydesdales.
Hopefully, we don't have to feed Clydesdales for a week.
No.
There's enough grass everywhere, so it's fine.
Yes, and it's this as you've gotten up into the hills. There is more grass and what have you. Okay. All right. So there's the horses there. The cart. I'm going to leave the cart where it was. You guys unpack it. Who's bringing in the? You guys bringing the birds too? I take it, right?
Yeah.
The birds we need.
Yeah. Yeah. So you bring the birds into the inner sanctum.
Yes, absolutely.
Probably the cargo.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are going to do your regular order of the watch.
Yeah. I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Who's on third watch?
That would be
That'd be me, wouldn't it?
Brian, yeah.
Brian. Okay. So, Brian, where are you at while you're doing your watch?
By the horses.
Okay, you're going to be over there? Okay.
Yeah, just amongst them.
Okay. And go ahead, Joplin and Phoenix, put where you're going to be sleeping. Let's zoom in
I
a little
think
bit more.
Phoenix probably just take up a nice little corner right here.
Oh man, move my. I'll put my back against a wall.
Just get your own wall. It's my wall.
That's right. Okay. So the evening's going along. It's a little bit cooler up here at a little slightly higher elevation. You guys have a fire, but it's by this time it's burned kind of low. It's not completely out or anything along those lines. And Brian, give me a notice roll.
Notice roll.
Dun dun dun.
Noticing the things with a.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
I never know. Sorry.
The horses are starting to get uneasy. Kind of like, skittering a little. Their feet kind of like clop a little. And then you hear a tap, tap, tap.
That's me calming the horses.
Yeah. No, I got it. That's you're. I don't know what you're doing either. You're like rubbing their nose or something. Yeah.
I guess so. So. Anyways, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just going to step maybe away from the horses to get a better ear on it.
Mm-hmm. You hear another tap, tap, tap. It's like something tapping against stone.
I'm going to be dumb because it doesn't sound malicious, but try to find it myself.
Okay. I need another notice roll.
Oh no!
Because it's not like somebody screamed in the middle of the night. It's just gonna be like a branch. It's guys. It's probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
Hey, I gotta say this much: everybody else is sleeping. Okay.
Yeah. It's like everyone wake up! I heard an acorn.
Oh, there we go.
You hear it's coming from against the walls and whatnot over by where the cart was.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna mosey on over there and kind of be quiet, try to not make a sound, see if I can just sneak a peek around the corner in the dark.
Okay. All right. It's not terribly dark. It's not overcast or anything, so there is some moonlight here for you to see by, and you're there walking around, and dun, 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 dun. Hold on a second. Go here so I can.
So anxious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Is that a? Oh no.
And as you come there, there's somebody standing right there, stock still, and they have their hand up against the rock, and they're tapping it with their finger, tap, and they see you, and you see them because you just basically walk. He's not moving or anything. Here, let me take him here for a second. Let me blow him up so that everybody get a good look at that.
Gruesome.
Wow. That's a
'Kay.
good looking mofo.
Now his eyes are completely like black, like dark, like almost as if there's either his eyes are black or maybe there's nothing there, and he looks wild and hairy, and it appears as if there's like dried blood around his mouth and what have you, and he's just tap, tap,
Stranger.
tap.
Sleeping.
He smiles.
Can I help you?
Tap, tap, tap.
You're spooking my horses. I say, maybe just raise my voice a little bit louder. I'm gonna take one step back. One step back.
Here's the thing. Now, this is the best guy to have had on watch, I got to say. We need a fear roll here because as he's there and as you're seeing him, besides just the general creepiness of it,
It's pretty creepy, all right.
you're starting to get a very foul odor
Brian doesn't get
coming.
scared.
I know he probably won't.
Right.
Yeah, okay, you're jinxing me now.
He's starting to get a foul odor that's it's starting to like permeate everywhere, and it's getting stronger, and it has a smell of sweet decay. And
I know exactly what that smells like.
yeah. So
Hopefully not from the bakery.
yeah, right.
Not from my
Yeah,
personal
right.
kitchen here, just over there.
Okay. So hold on one second. I need to look something
sure,
up.
sure.
Just 1 second. Is there anything special with that? Okay. No, I guess not. All right, cool. All right, so what I need you to do is go ahead and give me a. Let me see which one it is here.
Is it spirit?
It
Leave it
should-
spirit.
Yes, it is spirit. You are correct. So I need a spirit roll from you.
Oh, it's not that great, but it's also +2.
Yes. So you actually get a 7.
Mm-hmm.
And you're definitely able to hold your ground against it. But I want you also to give me a vigor roll.
Bigger roll.
Mhm.
Vigor.
Excellent. You make it with your wild die.
Nice.
You start to get a queasy feeling from the odor that's around, and the figure takes one step forward, and as it takes a step forward, its finger, how it was tapping on the stone, it drags it across the stone now, and it's all.
I'm going to yell alarm at the top of my lungs.
Finally!
Oh, excellent!
Finally!
Yes, alarm. Okay, so basically, to everybody, go ahead and give me a. This shouldn't be too hard for you guys to make. Give me-
Ryland's probably going to be out cold. And
Give
we
me
know
give me vigor rolls, and it's just a straight success. You will all wake up. It's just whether or not you wake up groggy and is what I'm looking for here.
Oh, well.
Okay, and let me roll for Ryland here. Yeah. Okay. Rylan makes it.
Oh, you know what? That +2 on my vigor is only for soak rolls. So that it's a 4 and a 6. Just for the
They
record.
still make. Yeah, you still make it. You
Okay.
still make it. The only one that is groggy is Ari. So Ari.
I
will-
shit talked. I know it for sure.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. So essentially, Ari, you won't be able to act this first round. Is
First
basically
round, yeah.
all it is to it. And so as you scream and holler, wait a minute, did that? Oh, did it do it? Did you guys get the full bar? So close. Oh no, that got it. You guys all get. Thank you, Millen Ray. Millen Ray. Everybody gets a Benny. You get
There
to
we go.
keep these bennies. Okay, these are not bennies that'll go away now. So you are good to keep track of that somewhere on your character sheets. Okay.
That one will be persistent until it gets used.
Persistent.
Correct. The only thing you can't do with this Benny is use it towards the experience. That's it.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So there we go. And what happens is you scream, everybody's and as Brian screams, this thing goes and it's like jaw extends and teeth go
Terrifying.
coming out, and its claws are coming towards you. And that's actually where we're going to end it. Because we're going to end slightly early because I can't get into this right now because it's going to be a big old Schlugamaro fest thing going on here.
With just one guy? Yeah, it's gonna be a cake.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
totally.
what we thought last time we fought one guy.
Totally going to be a cakewalk.
It's a
You're
5-on-1. We got this, guys.
Here,
You totally got it.
Last
Except for the
one,
fact that
TPK.
Rylan doesn't usually participate in these types of events.
Yeah, because
Yeah, he woke up though. He woke
He
up.
did wake up.
Yeah,
so
he did wake up.
surprising. He's gonna run into the corner.
he'll at least defend his own life. We know that much.
So
Well,
we have
there's
him
one
in between.
there's one thing that we've established about Rylan is that Rylan freaks out real easy.
Yeah.
He's got that real cool asshole-ish demeanor while he's doing stuff, but when stuff the chips go down, he kind of freaks out. That happened in the police station. It happened when you guys were fighting the pirates. He kind of like loses his mind. Yeah. So. Okay, well, everybody, I want everyone. Thank everybody for tuning in to this third episode of Tales of a Savage Land. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know we all did. And here, let me get us back to a straight up just all these lovely faces and not the map there, so you can see us better. So let's go ahead and say our farewells. Tell everybody where they can find you, and if you've got anything else going on, always feel free to pimp yourself while you're here. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off with Ari. Grace, go ahead.
Well, I'm Grace. I played Ari tonight. You can find me definitely on Twitter and Instagram and Discord with this username FFSGrace. But yeah, and the new Wednesday nights, I'm here.
There it is. Okay, excellent. All right, Brian.
Hello,
Jonathan.
my name's Jonathan, and I play the Brian the Baker. How have we not used that alliteration? Have we? I don't think we have. I love alliteration.
Yeah,
But,
Brian the Baker.
Brian the Baker. So, yeah, you just find me here Wednesday nights, Wicked Studios.
Yeah, he's soon to be a legendary hero. He's
One
well
dream.
on his way. Excellent. All right, Dylan Phoenix, go ahead, man.
Hey, Dylan Trahan playing Phoenix, the guy who likes to punch things and play music. You can find me here, Villain Trahan, the tag that's beneath me. Everywhere else, I'm just Dylan Trahan.
And didn't you do a kind of cool video recently?
I did actually, and I'm going to be pumping out one a week is my goal from now on over on YouTube. So if you search Dylan Trahan over there, my most recent one is is a simpler video than most. I usually like to get really into the editing, but this time it was just a simple unboxing video for the Stranger Things D&D set. So if you want to go watch that, I'd appreciate the view, and subscribe and like while you're there if you like what I do.
And I will have to say this: I'm normally not a fan of unveiling or unboxing or whatever the hell, but Dylan did make it very entertaining.
Oh, right.
Especially the beginning. The beginning's the best part, in my opinion.
Well, now I gotta know now.
Yeah.
I actually own all
What are
those
you
board
talking
games.
about? I gotta know now.
Yep. Don't give it away, Dylan.
Yeah.
Don't give it away. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. And last but not least, we got our Uncle Tony down there in the corner.
I'm Tony, or Uncle Tony, and you can find me at Stupid Tony on Twitter, or you can visit crumbtogether.com and we will send you cookies, because that's what
true.
we do. Helping
After you pay for them.
Yeah, kind of got to throw that out there.
It's important to know that you're not getting free cookies.
Yeah.
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 crumbtogether.com
There it
is
is.
where helping you have a crummy day since 2011.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I love
that
that.
is.
That's pure gold right there.
That is
Thank
pretty
you.
great.
What about the Tony Lasagna? I love that tag, man.
Well, that's Tony Lasagna is me on YouTube, and like Dylan, I'm going to try to put out a video a week, and I'm already 2 weeks behind.
There you go.
Fair
I've
enough.
offered to
That's-
help, Tony.
You guys are like me when
Swamped
I'm.
with so much stuff.
Yeah, you guys are like me making episodes of the down roll.
When was the last episode of the Down Roll?
I made a episode like a month ago, and we'll wait though. It doesn't get better. So I made an episode, and the audio quality and whatnot on it was really bad, so I didn't release
Fair.
it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Don't
That's it.
tarnish
So
the name.
I have to redo. And here you go for all those who are watching. Basically, if you want to see me talk about any type of particular role-playing topic, feel free to you can visit me at Giant Stomp on Twitter. You can give me your suggestions there. You could visit the Wicked Studios LLC Facebook page, and you could drop a message there. I'll get it there. Or you can go to the Savage Tales of a Savage Land Facebook page, and you can see different things about the game that we post there. We post pictures. I post a weekly recap about the game. But you can shoot me questions there, and if I like it, I'll turn it into an episode of the Down Roll, which is just basically me giving you my chumped up opinion on shit. So there you go. So you got that. But that having been said, I am, of course, Will DM. I run this fabulous Savage Worlds game where I do terrible and butcher it. And again, if you there's people out there that I'm new to the Savage Worlds, and I'm trying to learn it, and I'm doing a very terrible job, but I'm muscling my way through. Well, thank you. But if any time you see me messing up, feel free to, again, you can either, if you're watching, say so in chat, or you can go to Tales of the Savage Lands Facebook page, or you can visit me on Twitter and say, hey, you fucked this up, and this is how you did it. And I would appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else would as well. So, but you can also find me again here every Tuesday night for Return to the Bandit Kingdoms at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We will not, however, be having an episode on the 30th. We are actually taking that day off. The fabulous producer Adam, will not be in, and the Return to the Bandit Kingdoms is actually at the final stages of the storyline. We've been playing it for over a year, and it's at the end. They've made their way to White Plume Mountain, and they're getting ready to try to fight Caraptus, the main bad guy, and bring it all to a joyful end. So there's that. Don't worry, we're going to go into Salt Marsh after this, so we're not going anywhere. So we've got that, and on Fridays here, also on Wicked Studios Twitch channel, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Ravana, which is where Jairus from Bandits DMs, and with Jake, Josh, and Adam, we just cut up and have a good time just playing D&D. And that's about it. So I want to again thank everybody for tuning in, and that's about it. So have a great night, and peace out. as they say in the biz. Now let me see. This is where I should have the ending credits ready. I think I got them now. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.